So
We did it.
we'll wait for a bit of people to come in before we really jump into anything. While we wait, I'm just gonna kind of share some links too on it.
Good, good. Also, nice internet.
Is the internet going bad right now?
Well, it was for like 5 seconds.
Uh,
You know, it's fine. Oh my gosh. There we go. Ugh.
I can't see the live stream on YouTube Studios. That kind of
It
sucks.
may take a moment. It's probably just taking a moment. Has it been immediate in the past?
Honestly, I do not remember. I cannot tell you.
Yeah, so we're good.
Yeah,
Excuse
I don't know. It's not showing up, but I'm sure it will soon because I know it. I know it did in the past because I remember putting it. I'm pretty sure I put
I'll take a look
thumbnails
and
on the
see.
streams in the past.
I'm pretty sure I just got a YouTube. Yeah, I have the YouTube notification. I'm literally
Yeah,
watching the
that's the
stream. Calm
thing.
down.
I know. The live
Hello,
stream is up,
Ben.
but here's the thing. Can't see the YouTube Studio.
We got a Mr. Aitchison. 'Jet will be on at 11:30, maybe 12.
I don't know what that is my time.
Uh, 12:30, maybe 1.
I gotcha. Alright, well, I can't put a thumbnail in it, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter that much.
Uh-huh. Let's see. It doesn't matter. Hola! Hello, Milagros. I probably said your name wrong. And if you are Spanish, lo siento in that particular instance. Not that you're Spanish, but that I fucked up your name.
Alright, I got the chat pulled up so I'll be able to see comments now. Hello,
I was gonna
Ben.
say,
I
you
think I
probably will
recognize
end
your
up
name.
seeing them first.
I think I recognize your name, Ben. Alright.
You should start your world.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it a invite only. Oh,
Of
is it
course.
this one? I think it is. Yeah, it should be this one.
Hey, it's Duck. Hey, Duck.
Okay, that is
I
not
know
what I need to
that
go
son
to.
of a bitch from the Rylon server. Mmm. Oh, the water. This planet's grapes. The grapes. So good.
This world uses features that are under development. I have not seen that. Sure, I'll load it.
Just get it going, dude. So, just a quick apology, because obviously our full team is not here right now, but we're making do.
Yeah, so to give
Making
an
do.
introduction, right now it is just me and Noah, which some of you guys may know as MC Olympic, or Randomizer. He is another project member. He works on the 3-to-1 Titanic with me on mainly public spaces and all the lavish first class spaces and all that. That's what he likes to do. And then Kyle, who is another project member, he's not here right now. He's the one that usually works on um, tank top and all the gritty machinery spaces. But later on, soon we should have Jet joining us, which he also works alongside Kyle a bit in terms of all the machinery and um, all that kind of stuff that I could not do. But the purpose of this stream mainly is to do basically a tour on my old Titanic. So the Titanic we're looking at right now, I stopped working on it in 2020, and that's when I started my 3-to-1 Titanic that we're all currently in the midst of working on. So that being said, we're just kind of going through like a tour of the old Titanic just for kind of fun. Of course, bear in mind, ship is not finished and never will be. But even with it not being finished, I've wanted to put it on Planet Minecraft, so that's still up consider. Still am considering putting on Planet Minecraft for you guys to look around on. But yeah.
Without further ado.
Let me turn off my
Um,
HUD.
that brings me already just to the first thing I wanted to comment on, and I was trying to talk to you about it literally just before the stream started, but like rigging. Um, did you like because I have access to the 36-foot Dream rigging, and I see a lot of the stuff here, and it's oh, never mind. In the screenshot I saw, it was different. It's different. You have it here.
Where I try to teleport you. Okay, there you are. So
I'm
this
literally
rigging,
just like,
I honestly, I'm still confused on rigging because the rigging plans are kind of hard and difficult to interpret. A lot of stuff on rigging plans, it can be representing how she was rigged in Southampton because some rigging was taken off depending on what she was doing. I think some of the rigging right here, I think there's a little bit too much, and some of this only pertains to Southampton. So honestly, I couldn't tell you much about the rigging since I, of course, haven't done it on the current 3-to-1. But in terms of this rigging, I know a lot of this was based off of just kind of photographs and guesswork because I didn't have amazing rigging plans. I think I was using 36-foot Dream just like you. So,
that's what I'm currently using, and I'm just using it for my scale model that I'm working on, and that's the part that I'm really so worried about because, with Minecraft you can just fix it if it's wrong, but with a
mm-hmm.
scale model
Oh
that's
yeah,
kind of
it's a
it.
lot. It's different.
So I don't want to do it wrong.
Yeah. Um, like I said though, I could try to look into it for you. Although I tried to find all the images I can, and it's just so difficult to see rigging in photographs. So a lot of it you just kind of do have to speculate off of plans.
Oh my gosh, the frames,
But
especially when you go near the
all right,
substructure.
so we will start off at the bow right here, and we'll just kind of make our way through the ship. This will be it'll be a decently in-depth tour. I'll kind of talk about any things. We'll try to mention, I don't know, things that might need to be updated or why I made certain decisions on some things. Just kind of to give some commentary and point out what things are. Just maybe so you guys can learn from my mistakes and just to make it a little more entertaining. So starting off at the bow, uh, of course you have the quote unquote auxiliary anchor, although it's not actually known what this anchor would be used for. Usually people call it the auxiliary anchor, but that's not the official term for what we know. It's not primarily used as an auxiliary. We have no documentation as it being used for an auxiliary anchor. This vent right here, I don't know if this mushroom vent is actually supposed to be here. This goes down to the four-peak tank, but I think either it's a thing it's exclusive to Olympic or Titanic, one of them. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure, as far as I'm aware, Titanic didn't have this vent. Because I think on the wreck we thought there was a mushroom vent right here, but it was actually just like a pot, some sort of debris from like first class or one of the classes. So that actually
It's the
shouldn't be there.
castle.
Uh, Moving back on the forecastle, a few of my opinions have changed since I built this. You wouldn't be able to really tell, I guess, even on my new ship, but right now I have the capstans and a lot of the machinery unpainted. I still don't know how I feel about that theory, but as of right now, I'm going to kind of stick with it until I see solid evidence pointing otherwise. Most people make it black or recently green, but um,
Which I
I
I love the green. I love it.
I love the green too, just because it's something different. We've always just kind of been used to black, and seeing like a little bit of color on the forecastle is nice, but at the same time, I just don't see enough substantial evidence for green. But in my opinion, it's either black or unpainted. Right now, I have it unpainted, but I still want to look more into it because I'm not too confident on that. So, just one of those things. Don't quote me on it.
Hmm.
Uh, moving back to the cargo hatch, of course, now this is black. On Olympic in 1911, it was white. So if you see some photographs of Olympic and it's white, it's likely pre 1912, 1913 refit. After the 1913 refit, it was painted black. And then later on in her career, I'm pretty sure like basically all the cargo hatch was painted black. So like this white, actual like the actual cover to the cargo hatch, this was black later in her career, I think. So the
Um,
cargo hatch and
yeah.
all they all changed. Cargo hatches change a lot throughout Olympics career.
And that in and of itself, from what I have seen, is not even just particular to the Olympic class. It does look like that cargo hatches are just constantly changed. And to be fair, that might be indicative to either a bunch of things. What comes to mind is maybe board of regulation or livery, however you want to pronounce that, and other things. For example, in my work on Nomadic, there's tons of parts in her career where the canvas or whatever the design for the cargo hatch in terms of wildly inconsistent, which has been really difficult deciding on what to settle for 1911.
hmm And kind of same thing applies to these steam winches. Um, I guess you wouldn't be really be able to tell that there's a difference between my current Titanic and this one, but uh, currently on our Titanic we have the inside of the drums right here, which are represented with anvils. Those are green, so that's kind of the only thing that's changed. Aside from that, though, not much has really changed about the forecastle. Just the main thing is the cargo hatch. That's the primary thing.
Which I know, for the winches, the drums, that's seen on some colorized photos of Nomadic, but is there any other reasons other than that we're kind of leaning on for that?
I found a painting from. I was looking through. I was basically trying to find a lot of like colorized paintings or postcards from the time period, just because I wanted more reference material for the color of these ships. And while in that search, I came across a painting of, I don't know what ship it is. I'll check real quick. I came across a painting of a ship though from 1909 that had the same paint scheme that Nomadic had. It's a painting that has shows that's right next to a steam winch that shows black exterior to the drums, or black. Basically, the entire winch is black, and then you have the green interior to the drums, and it was in 1909, so it doesn't seem like that's just a unique thing to later nomadic life. It's evident on there. We've also seen other ships where around the time period of Titanic that it's a similar situation where the winch is all black, but it appears like the inside of the drums are white. I think we've seen that on Adriatic or some, not Adriatic. Multiple Harlan and Wolff ships, we've seen different things, but in terms
I mean, they're
of,
going to be the same.
yeah, but at least with that painting, we've seen examples of like the green drums inside of the black winch exterior. So I mean, it's not exclusive to like nomadic later in her time period. It's one of those things that's like just kind of up to your best guess, especially when since like blue sensitive film, green and black appear so close. Like black and white photographs are it's pointless to kind of like examine them to try to tell a color. I know with the well deck though, this needs to be fixed because these should be up or activated. And another thing
Um,
is, of course, these hatch combings right here should be black.
we've got someone, Jacob Christmas, is asking about the hull. Wants to just us to talk about the hull.
Don't don't mind. That's my friend. He's in California right now, being I don't know what he's doing. He's doing stupid stuff with his life in the army. Never join the army, kids.
It's true. Join the Coast Guard. No, I'm just kidding. Don't. Please don't join the Coast Guard. Um, no problem to the Coast Guard. But that does bring up a good point. I think you did a pretty good job with the hull. I think it could use a little more curve, but otherwise
Yeah.
I mean, we all could use a little more curve, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, like,
No, you could use some more curve.
we could all appreciate the curvature of the bow. I think a lot of people have issues with building the bow for Titanic and generally just ships of the time period because they really do have these difficult shaped bows, at least compared to modern day vessels, which seem to just share an entire same uniform hull line. Like, for example, when you think of a cruise ship, it's almost like just perfectly diagonal, the entire length of the ship, whereas with these older vessels, there's more to this, like, I don't want to say that it's of a higher quality because in terms of like aerodynamics and hydrodynamics, it's really not, but it definitely looks better, I should say, or like it looks like there's more artistry to it. Um,
Yeah.
and even then, that's not it just looks nicer in my opinion, and it's more complicated, you know, transitioning it.
Mm-hmm. The ship is, I guess, 60 blocks wide. 30 on each side, so yeah, the ship is 61 blocks wide. Oh, it is so laggy when you get around the grand staircase.
I know.
It's gonna be horrible. Just bear with us when we get around there. Moving up
I
to this little
almost
B-deck area,
agree.
though. What are you gonna say?
I said I almost agree with making the hull out of concrete, but go ahead. That's just a little side note.
You disagree or do agree?
I like it. I like it because, like, for plating and whatnot, it works well because it makes the plating pop.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can use either or. Just black wool looks a little more dull, and like, I mean, the well, I guess on the Britannic specification notebook, the hull is described as black, but nonetheless, it was more of a gray, like a really dark gray. But that can be said about a lot of black things. It just kind of depends.
Ironic. Continue.
But to this B-deck area, there's nothing really to say about this. There's this little mystery box right here, which still don't know what it is, but it's theorized that it is basically a mechanism. There's an encasing to a mechanism that you can open the bulwark to add another staircase. So you see there's a staircase on this side. Basically, it's proposed that you can open up this bulwark right here, add in another staircase, and this box right here covers the mechanisms to kind of get rid of the bulwark. So that's kind of the proposed theory, and I guess it makes sense in my opinion. So that's what I believe it is. In real
I
life,
mean, it is
Titanic
in the
was,
exact same space.
yeah, that's the thing. It's like directly um symmetrical to it, so it just makes a lot of sense. It mirrors it. But Titanic in real life was 92 feet and 6 inches wide, which means I forget what scale this ship is in. It's in like 2.1 to 1, I think was what the measurement I got. Um, Moving past this area though, because this area is pretty lame. This A-deck promenade area. Again, not much to say about it. I don't think anything's really changed. We still have all this stuff here. All of this looks fine. Nothing's changed aside from the windows. The windows are now we have dark oak instead of the spruce. Because the dark oak is kind of is to mimic the varnished teak look of the grand staircase windows. Because I think that they were painted a dark brown. Because in real life these windows were brass. So I think they were painted dark brown to kind of match the teak windows of the grand staircase. Moving up to the bridge. Um, Again, not much to say. Not much has changed. We're in kind of unchanging areas. I know these brackets shouldn't be here. Basically, the bracket is like how it's kind of curved right here. On Titanic, it was just straight across. It didn't have any brackets, so it looked more like this. Olympic had a bracket, but for some reason Titanic didn't. So that's just a neat little Titanic fact.
All those little changes throughout the improvement of the classes.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if Britannica had one or not. I don't know.
I mean, I would assume not, because if they chose to do it on, it could be a construction thing. Sometimes not everything is intentional like that. You see that even today, sometimes in
Yeah.
builds. Sometimes just builders cutting corners.
This is what they would launch flares from. So they'd put flares and like kind of basically like right here on the bulwark and then launch through this tube, and that's where majority of the if you see flares launched from Titanic, this is where they're launched from. The flares are pretty. I forget where the flares are. I think the flares are kept in the chart room in this locker right here, which I didn't know what it was back then. This actually contains a lot of the measurements for the ship just for fun. 563 blocks long, 61 blocks wide. Ship height is 138 blocks, draft is 20 blocks tall, freeboard is 23, superstructure is 19, forward mast is 90. It just has a bunch of numbers.
It'd be a shame if I were to just suddenly snatch those and log out.
Uh, moving back, I guess a big change about this area right here is, of course, now we have this deck painted dark gray, and we have the top of the bridge painted as well like that. So basically like this color right here. I'm still not. I'm so lost on if that's correct or not because like everything just kind of contradicts each other. We're not contradicts each other. I don't think really anything contradicts each other. It's just there's evidence for everything. There's evidence for it being unpainted. There's evidence for it being painted light gray. There's evidence for it being painted dark gray. So
I
in
think we
terms of
should
the
keep
top of
it
this
to what is
roof,
most indicative to 1911.
well, I tried to. I mean, I know that a certain Cunard ships, like Queen Mary, they had her the tops of her houses painted light gray, and I've been told, I think it was Matt DeWinkler said THG told me that basically it was they've seen other ships from the time where they have the top of their houses painted like some kind of color light gray, albeit brown, whatever. Um, in terms of Titanic, I think it can be either dark gray, unpainted, or light gray. Right now, on our current one, we have dark gray, but like I said, that's definitely not finalized, and I've kind of been backing off of that theory more and more. So it's something. Just again, don't quote me on it because I'm very uncertain.
Well, I mean, you really should, unless it's like 100% observed in a photograph or it is observed in the wreck, you shouldn't really be quoting anybody on anything.
Mhm.
I don't even, and I know this may even sound almost blasphemous to say, but you really even shouldn't always count survivors. You know, humans, the memory fades, not to mention testimony isn't always going to be that great. For
Mhm.
example, didn't Lawrence Beasley say that, like, I mean, he just noted the colors in the lounge, correct? But, like, people took off and ran with that and made, like, the whole fucking floor green, pardon my language, but,
I don't know. Was
I
that Lawrence
mean,
Beasley?
didn't he, like, sneak into first class, if I'm not mistaken?
No, he didn't sneak in. If you arrived, so Titanic set sail at 12 o'clock, but if you arrived at like 10 o'clock for second class, which is an hour before first class boarded, basically if you arrived before the first class boarding time, anybody can go in any class. So third class was able to explore first class before first class boarded the ship in Southampton, and that's what
Hmm.
Lawrence Beasley did. Um, the thing is, I don't know if it was Lawrence Beasley or Francis Brown that noted the colors. It was one of them, but I do think that was Francis Brown that noted that the colors of the lounge were gold and green. And I've also seen a postcard or I guess a brochure for Olympic describing the same colors. But it was one of them. I was so laggy. I'm gonna slow down. I'm not gonna fly around so fast.
Hey, James Pup. Welcome to the stream, buddy.
Um, we'll continue. We'll finish the exterior before we head on to the interior. Moving back on the boat deck. Literally nothing to say about this raised roof area. I don't think there's been really any discoveries or changes to this area just because there's so many darn photographs of it. This area with the piping and behind the third funnel, it changes all the time. Everybody has so many different piping arrangements just because Titanic is different from Olympic and her tank room layout was different than Olympic's ever was, so it's just kind of one of those things you have to look at photographs where you can barely see the pipes to kind of decipher it. So I don't even really remember what the pipe layout is for these, but I know on my current Titanic, I think I based my layout off of Cyril Codis's layout and also Bob Reed's. Um, kind of a combination of
this
the
is
two.
one. Sorry, this is one particular area that also, for some reason, has always rubbed me the wrong way in terms of how people, I should say, paint it, because I don't know which is correct. I've even seen some people, for example, in the non-insulated part, they've just put wood deck there. I've seen them do that with the forward part above too, right over here by the third funnel.
What do you mean? Like
and
they put like instead of it being gray, they make it like wood planks?
yeah, they'll do wood planks here,
Hmm. See, in real
which I
life, I
don't.
don't. It was definitely painted like gray, or it seems like it. Well, I wouldn't say it definitely was painted like gray. I've been told that it was what this light gray area was. It was wooden planking. There was wood covered by uh a canvas, a bitumen impregnated canvas, if I remember correctly, something like that.
Impregnated.
That was painted light gray, and at the corners they laid cement to kind of make like a hard edge, and then also they laid cement so that it kind of it drains properly into the scuppers. So if you look at photographs around the scuppers, it's kind of like a divot, kind of like how you see with, I don't know, like a shower, um, around the drain, like the floor kind of gets lower. So they kind of did that with the concrete. So it seems like it was wood, but and it had canvas. So I'm assuming it was painted just because that's how people think the bridge roof is as well. They think that it was a canvas. Um, well, I mean,
Which
I've heard that the bridge roof, it was basically wood with canvas pressed in the grooves, and then with a,
I was gonna say, because you can see the individual planks in photos, so it's interesting.
yeah, they're saying that the canvas is pressed into the grooves, and then paint was dumped over that, which I follow it for right now. It's just I haven't seen a source for that, so that's why I'm kind of wary about it. I've never seen a source, but I just kind of go along with it for right now, because I think it's Bob Reed who said that, and then also Vasily Ristovic.
Which, to be fair, that might just be a trade for the time. Might not necessarily be something that's so outlandish, but we just might be unaware.
Yeah, and I think there should be the light gray roof right here as well above the, or right here above the smoking room. I have it gray right here.
Yeah, I remember you and I talked about this a good deal. Um, really, wherever the room stops. So technically, like about here, I almost want to make the change, but I won't. But right about here, everything
Mm-hmm.
forward would have been light gray, like I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
How
Because the light
people have
gray is
seen.
literally just an insulation for these areas. So that since this is a smoking room, it's technically like some kind of accommodation area to a sense. Um, they had insulation over it. Whereas this room right here that doesn't have insulation, it just has the bare steel planking, not planking, bare steel deck. It's a tank room. So,
Hmm. Jet will be joining us, I believe.
all right.
Um, he just won't be able to call, so he'll be using the chat for the time being. I think until I don't know if he'll be able
Until
to call later. I just got a drink of water. Hush. I don't know if it'll be if he's just gonna talk later because I know he's with some family right now, so he may just
yeah,
be with chat and for the remainder. For those who
that's
don't
good.
know, Jet is another project member. You may know him as Project Titanica. He's working on a brilliant 3-to-1 Teutonic right now, which really excited to see some of those older White Star Line ships being represented in Minecraft, especially considering just the rarity of their plans. So it's really nice to not only see him put that painstaking research forth, but then you guys will get to really get a good look at it. So that is, of course, if he posts. But either way, he's one of our project members, and you know him as Jet. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, you're good. Don't worry. Moving back around the raised roof of the smoking room. I think the only thing that's really changed about this area is I've changed the bench positions. Um, from what I can tell, there's photographs of Titanic where there's a bench right here, and this bench.
On the trumpeter Titanic. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Are you good? Yeah, it seems like this bench wasn't placed right here. This bench was up here, and then the bench back here was still right here, but it wasn't. Both sides weren't symmetrical in terms of the benches. It seems.
On the trumpeter Titanic, they just simplify it and they have two benches on either end like this, where these two black wool blocks are. They have two
Do
benches.
do they have it on the port side like that, or is it just the starboard?
I don't know, mostly because I haven't really messed with. I just recently started working on the benches, and anyone can attest with photo etch. It's like an actual nightmare. By the way, you need to invite Jet since you have it on invite.
I got you.
Uh, but but I don't know. And for those that don't know, I'm referencing the trumpeter model. By the way, that is an amazing kit, which they did outstanding. How often I have tested with them and broken them. I'm really trying to make sure I get the poop deck, all of its benches first before I start putting benches in other places, because in my mind, the poop decks benches are kind of like the most integral ones. Like when you think of the benches, you think of that cluster on the stern. So I'm trying to get those done first.
Yeah. So yeah, I just
On
invited
my
me.
little tangent.
Struggled for a bit, but all right. The second class area. This is also the same thing applies to this wood decking up here, as did the wood decking on the officers' quarters roof. If the officers' quarters roof is painted gray, then this one right here would also undergo the same treatment. I don't know if I built the elevator gear. I did build the elevator gears. I don't know how accurate they are, but they're here.
Um, I don't know
Actually,
if it would have been a
actually,
different. I doubt it would have been different.
you should build those on
It.
our Titanic.
Oh, you're
I have
right. I need to. Didn't even think about that.
I have
I
plans.
need to
I
go
think I
build
have
it.
plans. Either
Would it have been different? Would it have been a different gear?
I don't
Surely
know.
not.
I couldn't tell you. I'm pretty sure that I can probably look through the Botanic specification notebook. Either that or I think I have a plan from Bill Stoddard for it. So I'll look
Well,
through that.
either way, that's something I should smack on there.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if we've shown that off yet, but we do have the on our 3-to-1 Titanic. The entrance to the second class is built. I got bored one day and smacked it together.
I thought I included it in my anniversary video. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure I thought I did. Like a tiny little
Yeah,
clip
you
of it.
included the chart room, but no, you didn't.
I swear, bro, I swear I remember recording a clip of the. Okay, I guess not,
I
but
don't.
I know I meant
We
to.
got we got the chart room, guys. I know how badly you want to see the chart room.
Listen, okay, I was proud of
Oh,
that chart room just because I took a lot of time to try to figure out that layout.
oh gosh. Hmm. Throwback before we had smooth courts. Ugh. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, I love it. I
Those were
love
the
the
days.
smooth quartz is so much better.
Oh,
All this blocky,
100%.
and I can also like you can make little like more finer details with kind of differentiating between the block of course and then the smooth quartz. You can add in like some little details and walls and all that. It helps. But
Oh
down
man.
here on the aft Adic Promenade, this isn't even built on my new ship, so anything from right here to the stern, we don't have this detailed on our 3-to-1 at the moment. So there's not much we can comment on. I know some things that have changed, but I haven't really learned much about this area since then, so I won't have too much to say. I know that I'm pretty sure there was a box right here for arc lamps to be like used for the rigging. So kind of if they were loading up cargo on port and it may be night or something, they'd attach arc lamps to the rigging, and there was like a teak box right here that I'm pretty sure was there for it to put them in storage. Down here in the this is second class over here. I'll close this door. I don't know of anything that's really changed. I know that this hatch, I just recently learned that this hatch was not flat, it was angled. It was ever so slightly angled, so I can try to represent it with snow. Um, it was ever so slightly angled, like literally like that, but nonetheless, it was angled to the wall right there. So, that's just a neat little thing I learned rather recently. Um, like I said, this is second class promenade, and there would be deck chairs. Deck chairs were allowed right here, just like the first class promenade up here. So I don't know why I didn't include deck chairs, but I definitely will on the current Titanic. This pole right here, this is a support for the crane up here. So
Chunky.
you follow the crane down, and Boom, you have the pole.
Another cool detail that's on the trumpeter model is this pole. A lot, like, again, trumpeter model gets a lot of this correct, which is really outstanding for a commercially available kit, but continue.
Oh yeah. Like I said, the only problem I love the trumpeter details. The only problem I have is the hull, which the mini craft hull is really good, but trumpeter's hull.
Yeah, the
Trumpeter
trumpeter
has
hole is
good details
terrible.
on the. I want to say it's terrible. It has good details on the hull. It's just a matter of I don't like the curvature on it, but that's kind of really all it is.
Well, I mean, the only details for the hull that I think people have had reservations about, I don't really have any issues with it. I know people don't really like some of the rivet placement.
Yeah, I've
Apparently,
heard about that too.
but you can't expect to get that 100%. It's a hull. It's made out of plastic, but
And it's rivets. How many people are going to pay attention to the rivet layout?
I don't. I
Yeah,
mean, it gets.
exactly.
I don't.
That's the reason they're called rivet counters.
Yeah, they're babies. If you're a rivet counter, you should leave.
Right now.
We don't wait.
So in terms of this aft well deck, two main things that I can think about that have changed is, of course, these cargo hatches right here. They should have a black combing, and then these waterways on the side. These should be white rather than black. But that's really all I know in terms of this area. Oh, and also up here there should be um, I think they're called lumber boards. Basically, they wouldn't have black waterways right here. They'd kind of have lumber boards, which they look almost exactly like wooden trap doors. So it'd kind of look like this for the waterways up here instead of this black covering.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, my phone just died. I cannot keep up with the chat. You're gonna have to watch the chat as well.
I got you. There should
I did
also
not pay
be
attention.
there's a stanchion right here. For what reason, I don't know. I guess just extra support. But there's a stanchion, and then there's also not recently, maybe like a year ago, in the past year, I think it was um, discovered by Bob Reed that there was also a ladder behind this staircase, just like all the other staircases. So it's just kind of a floating ladder. Up on the poop deck, of course, one of the most sad areas of Titanic, just because all the stuff that went down on the poop deck and how many lives were basically taken right here, or
And how the wreck looks, for that
mm-hmm.
matter.
Just a kind of generally a sad area. In term research wise, I don't really think anything has changed. Um, Actually, this poop deck is rather accurate. I'm missing the steel plate. There's a steel plate basically under these benches, so they can, if they need to work on the steering engines below, they can remove the steel plate so they have a bit more access to it. So that should be there. It's not. Aside from that, though, I think everything is generally accurate. I'm also missing a.
The Irish flag.
That was on purpose. Okay,
I know, I know.
I'll
I
speak
just
on that.
give you grief for it because you've
You
always
know how
been
many I
defending
know.
it.
You know how many people are giving me crap for that. Why did I even make it like that? I don't know.
Because you wanted to be different.
I don't know. I put it there for a reason. I know it's not the actual flag, but I put it there.
I remember because before I really knew you, I discovered your channel. You put it there because it was an Irish-built ship, and until the project was finished, you were going to keep it there.
Ah, that's right.
But you never finished the project, so here it stands. Which I think, in and of itself, that's kind of neat because it stands in testimony to the hands that built it. So almost
Hmm.
like don't change it.
Yeah, that is why I had it here. So, and I was gonna change it to UK flag once it was finished. It was gonna be one of those things. If you look at, I don't know if you ever noticed on our Titanic, but if you look at the builder's plaque at the front of the superstructure, it doesn't say what it's supposed to. It says this plaque will be placed. This will be the final block placed on the ship.
I have, I
Yeah.
have seen that. Further, you know what you could also do, if you really wanted to, if you wanted to make it, you could make it our own builder's plaque. Put our own, because we built it in that instance.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. I don't know
Put our names and
why didn't I do
whatnot.
that on this? Yeah, we should do that. Or we can put okay, there's two builders plaques on Titanic, so we can put one of them. We can make
That's what
one of them the
one we
actual
make.
one.
I think we should do the one that's actual, obviously the one that's everybody knows of, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
see. I don't even know where the other one is, but for the other one, I think we should put our names.
Yeah, the other one is in the reciprocating engine room. Um,
Yeah, we should do that. Or
yeah,
maybe, actually, I don't know. Maybe we should make the. It doesn't matter. That's something for a later date.
yeah. Maybe it's a cool thought though.
Yeah.
But moving back onto this ship, like I said, the poop deck is generally correct. Oh, we also got to change. These notice boards were black/gray rather than red.
I thought we don't know on that.
We found more evidence. Basically, every single photo taken in color of a Harlan Wolf ship, it has black notice boards. Even of Cunard, there's literally no examples of a red notice board, as far as I'm aware. So it's been generally accepted in the Titanic community that it's like almost undeniably black. Um,
Jeez,
these
that's
also,
depressing.
it's also interesting. I have these covered up with the canvas. These uh telemotors and the helm, which that's also how it's supposed to be. These were, since this was the docking bridge slash emergency bridge, it wasn't really used all too much, so the helm and telemotors were basically just covered up most of the time. Back here we have a kedge anchor, which the kedge anchors are pretty. The use of them is pretty interesting. I forget, but as far as I'm aware, you'd basically you deploy a lifeboat, take a kedge anchor with you, and then how is it used? You would mm, I don't remember. But it has something to do with lifeboats.
Ironically, ironically, with the anchors, that is something that I didn't really ever think about until I got a little older. Just kind of how useless they were in Titanic's case.
Well, these little
Um,
anchors, they did serve a purpose. I just don't remember it. I know Bill
I
Sawyer talked
mean,
about it on
just
the Titanic
because
channel.
for a ship that displaces this much water, weighs this many tons, she's like what, 46,000 some odd tons?
Yeah.
She is, her anchors are, they might stand a chance if she deployed all of them, but I mean, if she isn't moored, she's going somewhere.
Yeah. I'm trying to find a block that represents this, because another thing is this shouldn't be a skylight. It's a rope scuttle to the storage below, and I'm trying to find a. I know there's a block. Is it? No, that's not it. There's a block that represents it
I'm
perfectly.
trying to get to where you are.
Dang, what block was it?
You have a command block here.
Oh yeah, I'll go to the command block. Dang, what was it? Oh, I think it was lobstone. So lobstone. Never mind. Only has holes on the side.
Would it
Nonetheless,
possibly
that'd be
be?
it could be a dispenser. But what you see on the lobstone on the side, this is basically what it would look like. It's a little hole that you feed a rope through to the storage below.
My brother in Christ. A chiseled stone brick.
Yeah, that could also work. Basically anything that looks like it could be a hole, that's what it should be. It's not a skylight. That wouldn't really make any sense. Moving underwater, we have a little three-bladed propeller down here with no draft per the usual. We'll teleport to this
Minecraft
command block right here.
shipbuilder's plight.
So this command block teleports us to the prototype area, and it'll teleport us. This is where I built the stern in this prototype area and then copy and paste it on the ship, so you can just kind of get a general idea of how I went about building it.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
I had to rebuild the entire poop deck, which is really fun.
You got your boilers.
Here's the
Oh, it
boilers as
looks like
well.
you've had a draft going, it looks like.
Yeah, I did start a draft, and then it was not turning out too great, so I did not continue it.
Which ironically I really don't see that much of an issue.
The issue is I tried to emphasize this like it smoothing or it I tried to emphasize it curving into the bottom too much. It should be a little more squared off than this. So that was my main issue with it.
I
Um
mean, I think I would have if Well, no, never mind. I was thinking about. Never mind.
But yeah, I want to finish the stern on our 3-to-1 soon. Because if I have the bowl of the stern finish, it doesn't take that much to at least finish the freeboard. So I'm going to get that done
Which
soon.
I don't know what's stopping you. I don't think you even need to generate like whole lines for it at this point,
And I already have everything
especially
kind of
since you
figured
have
out
the
with
bull
it.
done. Yeah, I know
I
it's
just
a
have to
like
do
a.
the ball. I just have to do the bowl of the bilge, like the bottom of the draft, and then I can just kind of connect everything. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure that basically wraps up the exterior. I guess we didn't look too much at the hull, but I mean, it's not like there's too
A
much to
whole
look
lot
at.
going on.
Oh,
Yeah.
what? There is the Adeck Promenade, so we'll look at the Adeck Promenade right quick. Um, I'm pretty happy with how this promenade looks. I'm really excited to finish the promenade on a 3-to-1 because the promenade is just kind of one area that I really like strolling through. And especially with it being in a larger scale, you can fit in a lot more detail. But even then, I'm happy with how this promenade looks. There's nothing that really needs to be changed. The deck chair layouts are correct. All these are scupper pipes. All those layouts are correct, or where they are is correct. Um, which or water bibs slash fire hydrants, whatever you want to call it. Um, so yeah, there's not really much at all that needs to be changed on here. It could actually be a good reference for 3-to-1 if I ever kind of stuck.
No. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Although I don't know why I placed all these buttons on this vent trunk. It's not. This is a ventilation trunk, so I wouldn't have rivets all over it, so it doesn't make much sense. But we'll move on to the interior now. After I don't know how long the stream's been going for, but we spent a
Probably
decent bit of
close to
time.
an hour.
We spent a decent bit of time on the exterior, so we're gonna move through the interior a bit quicker. Um,
Yeah, I think that's
we covered the bridge, the navigation bridge. Eh, this area is kind of
one
up for
thing to
debate.
comment.
This area is kind of up for debate in general with the Titanic community. Honor and Glory, or more like Matt DeWinkler proposed the idea that there isn't a door right here and there's just a window, and then the door to the chart room is right here. I do not agree with that. I think the door to the chart room is how people have thought it to be. So, it's really up to anybody's jurisdiction. I don't mind when people put the door there just because it's not like it's
I mean,
exactly
that
known, but
personally, that really doesn't make sense to me because, like, you can see with Britannic, even on her wreck, there's a door. So I don't like. Hell, you can even just see it in the like most common photos. There's literally, I mean, and it's pretty easy to see, anyways, since the bridge always gets fucked up.
yeah. And then the pilots, nothing in here. Well, this sofa shouldn't be here, but that's just kind of little details that we're going over. Um, I haven't renovated this room on our current. I know on our 3-to-1, the navigation room is outdated. The chart room is updated, and this chart room, of course, is inaccurate in terms of the layout. Captain's sitting room, generally the same. There's a heater or two missing in here, but generally it's the same, so I don't have much to say about that.
It is so compact at this scale.
But yeah, especially since my furniture, I have like two. The problem with the big reason I quit this ship was the problems I was having with scale and how inconsistent it was. You can see I have a big couch right here, and then I have a small little chair, and there were so many inconsistencies when it came to scales, and that's the big reason I quit this. And I started that 3-to-1 with the set scale. You can see his bathroom right here, which I think either the only thing that might change right here is his bathroom might need the Harlequin tiles or the orange and white first class private bathroom tiles that you see.
Are those not Harley Quinn and other things, or
Huh?
is Harley Quinn not the? Are Harley Quinn the like third class bathroom tiles?
No, Harlequin. It's like Harlequin. Um, it's a tile pattern. Those are the orange and white private bath tiles,
Gotcha.
and so that might need to be in here. Fourth officer Boxhall. That not Boxhall. Who was it? I suck with officers. Was it
I don't. For what? For what number?
fourth officer?
First is Wild. Chief is Wild. First is Murdoch.
Murdoch,
Second is
second is
Lightoller.
third is
And that's it!
is third is Pittman, right? I think third is Pittman.
Oh my gosh, that is probably the
Oh yeah,
most.
I think yeah, it is fourth officer Boxhall, I think.
It is.
I'm gonna be
And
honest,
then
I've
Charles
never been up to date with with the people in
Low.
Titanic.
Low, I believe, is fifth or sixth. I think Low is the lowest rank officer.
I'm pretty sure sixth officer. It's sixth officer low. So it's just fifth. I don't know who fifth is. See,
Oh,
this is what
that's gonna
happens.
eat at me.
This is what happens when you only study Titanic's design. Uh,
Yeah, we're gonna have to do this. Let's see. Titanic officers. That's where we're at.
Here we have the Marconi room. Nothing really different about this.
Moody. We forgot Moody.
Is who? Which one is he?
There is, let's see, James Paul Moody, William McMurd, James Paul Moody. Let's see,
These
let's see.
carpets should be red, in my opinion. And then they would also have.
You keep doing that while I
Wait, I had the
do
carpets
this.
in here red. I had this. I had this cabin correct, and then I changed it to not be correct. Well, honestly, it's kind of. I mean, it's not really. We don't know exactly what carpet in there, but right now I think it's red. Elevator gears room. Not gonna lie, back in the day when I built this in probably 2019 or 2018, I ripped this straight out of THG, as you can tell with the strip of linoleum tiles. Here in the grand staircase, there are
Hmm?
definitely a lot of differences compared to our current Titanic. The wood, first of all, is not the stripped oak. I don't mind the stripped oak, but I kind of like the oak logs better than the stripped jungle.
I've definitely come to appreciate the darker color.
Yeah. Um, this kind of resembles more of what like THG's wood texture, which their wood texture is too light. And I think it's kind of generally agreed upon that it's a little too light. A good reference for how the Grand Staircase wood should look is Chase Jr.'s renders. He has some good renders of the Olympics Grand Staircase, and you can get a good idea. And even the movie set, as far as I'm aware, someone told me that the movie set, the wood they used, it was English oak, just like Titanic, and they tried to varnish it and polish it like just like how they did for the Olympic class ship. So the movie is even a good reference for if you want to see the ship. And of course, Olympics Lounge is another good one. But yeah, there may be a
And
painting here, but well, actually, I think it's ever.
no, I think
Yeah, I
I
don't
think that
think
was figured out that it wasn't.
it was actually figured out that there weren't paintings anywhere. So like on the half landings between the landings of the grand staircase, there weren't paintings right here either. There were no paintings. Um,
Good.
it was noted in a newspaper article during Olympics 1930 refit when she got the green. That's when the paintings were added to complement the green staircase. So there weren't any paintings, which I'm glad because
I,
I've always generally thought that there wasn't a painting here. I thought there was a painting everywhere else just because that's how it was generally agreed upon, but I did not think there was a painting right here.
I mean, to be fair, I I don't know unless that article says specifically that the paintings were added or
Oh,
that they just take note of the paintings.
it said they were added. I can find it if need be. But
No, it's okay. If it's added,
yeah,
I'm I'm
as far as I remember, it says it's added.
I'm appeased. I wasn't certain if it was just some author suddenly taking note of them or not.
Um,
One thing that I always did on whatever at this scale that I was working with the Grand Staircase, I always changed my lights when I got away from the boat deck and the A deck. Instead of using glowstone, I switched into like sea lanterns, mostly because I wanted to show that difference between the crystal and then the glass.
really, I never
Yeah,
thought about that.
that's what I always did.
I know
That was
originally
just what I
I used beacons until I reached the limit and I had to go around the entire ship and change it to glowstone.
I always
And
just
this
did
this
glowstone and sea lanterns.
yeah, a good majority of this was built back when I didn't have Bedrock Edition, so I didn't have the light blocks or anything like that to kind of suffice. Hello, Jet, if you were here.
No, he's dead.
Um, the gymnasium right here. Per the usual, I build the walls and everything. Actually, the walls aren't even detailed. I basically build the room and then don't add the equipment just because I procrastinate on building the equipment in the gymnasium. I'll let you do that. No, I hate the gymnasium equipment. I don't
I
want to
I
deal
need
with
to
it.
just look. Honestly, if I can just look at some references, I could knock it
Oh,
out.
I don't know why I don't build it. I have an entire PDF that shows images of each equipment individually, names what they are, whose company it is, and it also has every photograph of the gymnasium ever taken. I have an entire PDF, basically a guide to how to build the gymnasium. I just haven't used it, but
Dang.
I can send you that. I just don't want to come up with the stupid complex designs, the
Nah, it's all good.
torture devices. Moving back here to the interior on the boat deck real quick. This is the officer's mess. This room, it shouldn't be all white. There should be a mahogany dado and then a enamel white top. Um, this should be a short locker, and then this pantry. There's the pantry is a little inaccurate. This should also be a countertop, I think, rather than a dresser like this. But that's all.
Where are we right now?
I'm at the officer's mess. I'm moving aft on the boat deck interior.
Oh, gotcha.
Engineer smoking room. It's generally pretty accurate. I don't think these sideboards were here. Uh, because if you look at Titanic's GA plan, the very few snippets we have of Titanic's actual GA plan that shows furniture, this room you're able to see it, and there's no sideboards in it, so I don't think those should be there. Tank room.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright. I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to stay, but you guys give me.
All right. Are you able to join the
Gotcha.
world or?
I tried joining, but like it kept saying unable to connect, so I just gave up.
For off the invite, or you just randomly try to join?
Yeah, off the invite too.
Gotcha. I was gonna say because it is on invite only right now.
Yeah, I just tried to invite you
Yeah,
again.
okay, I'll try and join again. But I don't know if you saw my comment, but should I make the lounge out of stripped oak or stripped spruce?
Make it whatever you
I
made
think
the grand staircase out of. Don't don't change it from a grand
Alright,
staircase. Keep it consistent.
alright.
But
Let's
these
see.
tank rooms right here,
I gotta keep it up.
these are these are super inaccurate. Uh, I looked at like the normal deck plan of the tanks and I assumed that they were square because that's how they appear on the deck plans. But really, they're square because you're looking at an overhead view of a cylinder, and of course it's going to appear like a rectangle. But really, they were cylinders on stilts, and I did not
And
know
then
that.
there's me, who made them into like a fucking fish tank.
But I'm not gonna lie, I did that too. You can look at my Titanic from 2017, and I had an entire glass. I made it out of glass so you can see inside of it.
Well, like I just remember like the first time Titanic that I ever like really got along with on the interior when I got to this room, I was like, oh, an aquarium, okay.
uh,
It's pretty good.
we all went through those phases.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone who's built Titanic at some point.
I remember in my 2017 Titanic, this hoist gear room, I had no idea what it was for and what it was, so I made it literally like a stripper. I made it like like a strip club in there. So this is what it looks like
getting
into inside of a middle schooler's mind.
getting lit back in 1912.
These fans, I couldn't really say anything about these. There's definitely supposed to be a lot more going on in there in terms of ducts. I think they should be white, not green. Same applies here, although I don't even have the fans. Deck games. See this room. Um, there should probably be shelves on both sides, and they'd be made out of.
Your mama.
They'd be sparred shelves, which spar just means it's gonna be like kind of planking that's not like bolted together. It's almost like loose planking. Um, so they just kind of be shelves like that. The dog kennels. I didn't
My
name these
goodness.
dogs. Yeah,
Maybe you
this
did. They
layout
might.
isn't. This layout is more unique than my current one. My current layout is kind of basic, but
Oh, you never changed the light in here.
yeah, I didn't. It's still a beacon.
That's crazy. Personally, I
Yeah,
hate how it looks as a light fixture.
I like it.
Oh no, I don't. It's ugh. I think it only looks good at 4 to 1, and even then, it has to have like the texture. How like Gantry
Hmm.
400 and 401 does.
Oh yeah.
This is just a spiral staircase down to the galley. Uh, so I won't really cover that right now. We'll get to that later. And back here you have the second class staircase. So, like I said, nothing special going on here either. Just a normal staircase. We'll go
Wait,
down
hold on. I
to
have a question.
what's that?
What's up?
Um, so on the spiral staircase, there's like a giant hole in like the light and air for the smoking room. Is that how it was, or is that
No, that was a
just
matter
something
of
that you did?
I wasn't able to, because the wall would curve into this little hallway right here, so it'd like curve kind of like
Yeah.
that, but I couldn't do that because of it's a 1 block wide hallway, so I had it open like this so that you could still walk
Yeah.
through. Which if I would nowadays I would honestly just kind of block this off and say who cares, but yeah,
I was gonna
it's
say I don't
just
know why you would.
On my 1.8 to 1, I moved the staircase in. It actually was on accident and it actually worked out very well. So, I mean, sure you don't get the curved. I guess I could make that curved like hallway with
yeah.
like iron trapdoors or something.
Yeah,
But
that's
even
what I
then,
would do now.
I honestly, and if I was building it, I would just do it right up until like 2 blocks off. So I would do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think 2 blocks is too much.
Well, just I don't know. I mean,
What I
at
would
this
do, I
point,
would
if
just
it's this issue,
what I would do, I would just move the staircase a block over and then
and cut into the
I'd
vent.
yeah, and then I'd put a wall right here and then put trapdoors on the wall itself to kind of signify it curved. I'll be right back because Kyle's calling me.
Oh, you better hurry up, get that lad in here. Looks like we'll have to stall him in the meantime. Hey, Johnny, play the one about falling down the stairs. No, I'm just kidding. Um, uh, uh, the ship is made out of ship. I
No, it's
think that
actually
you
made out of
guys,
wood.
I think you guys will find that this ship is very shippy. Um, I personally think it is one of the most shippiest kinds I've ever seen. I think. What did you say, Jet? Very ship.
How much have you had to drink today?
No, no, I'm sober.
That's a good
We're good.
question.
Oh.
No,
Oh,
we're good.
sure, bud. Sure, bud.
Well, no,
Sure,
we're
bud.
fine. We're chilling.
Oh, let me turn my phone back on so I
Yeah?
can see the
Yeah?
chat.
I don't think anything's been popping as of late, but this is, to be honest with you, without offending you, your smoking room on your 2 to 1 is by far my least favorite room you've built and
Yeah,
on your ship.
you know, we'll get to that later. We'll get to that
I
later.
don't know what
Okay,
it
well,
is. I think it's
shut
the
up,
fact that
shut up, shut up.
the brown terracotta looks like a brownie in here.
You're
It
not
looks like
funny.
you take a
Let's
Can you,
bite out of the wall.
we're going back to the grand staircase.
oh, the dark blue floor.
The dark navy.
All right,
Can you, invite me real quick, just to
bro. I
test it out
invited you
again?
like. Oh,
That's not for you, you fat. What the fuck? Oh man,
you may
you
be
get
out
to
of luck
explain your
because I
lounge
can't. Oh wait, there
floor.
you are.
There we go.
All right, so going to the A-deck landing of the grand staircase. Move out of my way. Glass.
Let's just speed run it. Bending
It
through
is
the
so laggy. I'm
night.
gonna slow down a bit. Okay, so A-deck landing of the grand staircase. Not, or actually, I guess yeah. Another thing, a good bit has changed. These chairs over here, these should be reception room chairs rather than the normal like teal grand staircase chairs.
Which, do we know the color of these? Because I swear on our project, I'll just log into the world, and next thing you know, the chairs will just be like pink or something.
Of the normal grand staircase chairs or the reception room chairs?
These, literally right over here, these chairs on our build, on the 3 to 1, I
So
will log on, and just they'll be a different color every other day.
I gotta change them again as well. So I originally had them a dark red, and then I changed them to like a light green, because That's just what I've seen a lot of other people do. And then now my consultant is telling me he has a source thing like showing that it's dark red, so I gotta change them to dark red again.
I like the dark red. I hope it stays that way.
Yeah, it will. And it also apply to the reception room chairs and the B deck a la carte restaurant reception room
Oh,
as well.
good. So they're not green chairs in the D deck reception?
Oh, and the D deck reception, yes, they are green chairs, but
Oh, okay. Gotcha. The wicker furniture.
indubitably. These cabins right here. Um, Carpets need to be changed. Do I have the proper? Yeah, I have all of the beds brass. These outside beds should be brass, and then these interior beds should be oak, and then these interior cabins would have the um leaf pattern carpet that you see in kind of like the bedroom B style. Like if you ever look at Thomas Andrews' cabin, the carpet he has, that's what it would be in these inboard cabins. Um, these cabins, I think I have these Ford cabins made out of. They have red carpet. The reason I did that is because in the Britannic specification notebook, down below on B deck, it says these Ford cabins had basically a blue carpet. So I'm assuming that just as they were on B deck, A deck would have different colored carpets on the cabins facing forward. Service room, I don't know what this service. Everything in this room was just kind of pulled out of my ass because I don't really have any reference. So
I
No.
think the reason why the cabins had different carpet colorings is because of the some rooms like have more sunlight because the skid lights, and then some rooms have like less sunlight. It was due to like the I think it was
well,
just the match.
a lot of
And
it was mainly a lot. Oftentimes you'll see that carpets relate to the furniture. So, for example, the oak leaf pattern, like the Thomas Andrews flooring, I
yep.
think you'll only ever really find that in cabins with oak furniture. So the carpet correlates to the furniture, and that's why there are different carpets for different cabins, just to kind of complement each other better. The light thing does play a role into it as well, but that the sunlight applies more to like the style, like period style cabins. Like some period style cabins would be darker depending on where they were. At
Have
least
you
that's what I
not
read in
posted that?
TTSM.
Have you not posted that article that you wrote?
I did.
Concern. I mean, like, I think you should try to get that more widely out there because I think it's something that I don't know if it's necessarily a new fact, but I definitely think it's very useful for a lot of people since just because a lot of people try to build Titanic and you're gonna come that's probably gonna be I mean obviously next to second and third class one of the most common things you build over and over again, so it would be a nice reference to have.
Yeah, I posted it.
What's
I think I only shared it over like some Facebook groups, so I didn't share it that much.
what's the
Good job
article
there.
about?
The cabin furniture with carpets and whatnot.
Oh, is that what it was about?
Well, no, I finished my article. I didn't finish my article about the carpets, but I did finish my article about what furniture was in what like cabins and why they were in those cabins, and I also made like I edited the Bruce Beveridge plans to kind of like show what type of furniture was where, so it's a little easy.
Oh
This
man,
reading and writing room, though,
I love the
no,
Bruce Beveridge plans.
Noah says the smoking room is one of my worst rooms on the ship, but I have to say this reading and writing room I think is one of the worst represented rooms on this ship in my opinion. Oddly
It's not
enough, though,
that bad.
it is slightly more accurate than my current reading and writing room, believe it or not, but I'm not gonna go into that.
Yeah, you want to know why? It's because the lighting is good.
Ironic.
Oh no, the lighting is way better on the 3-to-1 because of how I manipulated the daylight, but why
Well,
is
Yeah.
because no, shut up.
the wall.
Why this one is more accurate is because this fireplace is centered on the room, whereas on the 3-to-1 it's not centered because I literally can't for some reason. So I'm gonna have to
I
fix
don't
that.
really think that that's suddenly the qualifier to suddenly say that this 2-to-1 is. I mean, my brother in Christ, no, this
I'll
is not.
figure
Is
it
that your
out.
new favorite song?
I'd goof
How is
somewhere.
this more accurate? This room looks like a cheesecake compared to our 3-to-1.
Okay, our 3D one has more detail, but this one, in terms of like the panels, it at least has the dimensions correct, whereas the 3D one, the dimensions are a little skewed.
I could make a joke here. I'm
I
just gonna.
remember.
We
Um,
better get out of this room before things get toasty.
Ben, the article, you can, if you're in Titanic Tech on Facebook or Titanic Research and Modeling Association on Facebook, you can scroll back really far to find it there. But honestly, if you just have Discord, I can send you the file for the article on Discord if you would like.
For that, is he asking about the carpets?
Yeah, the article I wrote. He's
This
asking about the
Gotcha.
article.
floor.
Yeah, this floor irks me.
Floor is something I did recently. I was like experimenting with colors or patterns, so this is not what I had when I built this ship. But this was just kind of an experiment to kind of see what if this block would work well for the floor. And like I said, I don't mind it that much. I mean, that's all I'm saying.
I can say with confidence, compared to our 3-to-1 right now, the differences are immense, and I'm only saying that because this was so far this has been the biggest thing I've contributed to the project, and it was a lot of fun building. But I mean, compared to what we have now, there's a world of difference, especially with the furniture alone. Like, do you know what you were thinking in particular? Like, what was going through your mind when you wanted to use the lighter furniture?
I just didn't have I didn't have the research material to be able to like guess on the colors, and I didn't know the proper colors to begin with. Um, this was built in 2019 or 2018, and it was based off of one Honor and Glory render in terms of the colors, because that's back then when I was a freshman in high school and I didn't, do my own research. So it was based off of Honor and Glory.
Gotcha, gotcha. Seems racially motivated. Understood.
Oh yeah, completely
Anyway,
racially motivated.
yeah, this cabinet. Oh man, the cabinet isn't too bad. I mean, not a whole lot changes. I mean, you're missing the
Yeah,
doors. It had
yeah,
about
yeah.
4 doors. More. I'm sorry. um,
What was that?
and then this table right here should be also a glass top table. I've seen a lot of people just kind of brush over it because I don't know if like the GA plans that most people have specify that this table is glass top.
Hmm.
Um, but it is. It is glass top. Um, these couches right here are also different compared to the other ones. These are like wood framed.
There should
Granted, I
also be
mean,
there should also be like some furniture right here on this
there
wall.
also should be furniture here too. Oh no, you have them. They're just all. I see. That's another thing that's so weird about 2-to-1 is like 3-to-1. You kind of have issues with furniture not really having enough space, but on 2-to-1, it's like you have way too much space.
Yeah. Also, this statue
The
right here, this statue is just exquisite. What is the statue? Is the
ironically,
statue the Princess Diana, or something? I don't
I
know
don't
what the
know.
statue.
It's something riding a horse, a bucking horse. I don't know
I
what it's
remember it being
called
a
though.
princess of some sort. I thought it
There's
was Princess
also what
Diana.
looks like some jade flower pots or just jade in general, which that is really interesting to see because at the time, uh, you kind of see this transition, especially, I mean, it was super popular in the Victorian era because Asia was starting to become more open in their trade exports, especially Japan. But jade is more of a China thing. But irregardless, you really start to see that pop up, and so you really see this like Asia craze in Victorian society. So it's really interesting to see that they have a jade. I want to say flower pots. They literally just look like pots, two jade pots,
Yeah,
and
one of
that's
the
really cool.
kind of relates to pineapples as well. Pineapples at the time were basically like seen as an exotic fruit and really rare, and they're also a sign of hospitality. It just as pineapples are a sign of hospitality today. But the
I
pineapples were
mean, I was
skewed
about to say,
all
I was
over
literally about to
Titanic.
comment. If someone were to offer me a pineapple, I'd be very happy.
Yeah, so pineapples were
Like,
skewed all over Titanic. There were pineapples on Titanic's grand staircase, pineapples laid all over the second class dining saloon. Pineapples are just kind of skewed in a lot of different places. So it kind of
Victorians are
relates to that.
so weird. They also, on a weird side tangent, amongst these exotic fruits and Asian things, they also had an Egyptian craze where they would like buy up mummies and then either eat them, dissect them, or both, and just
Yeah,
do these weird. Ah, man.
and Victorians
Sounds
just they
very cool.
amongst all this fancy stuff, they just smelled bad. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they smell bad.
Don't mind. You're having some of the best cognac in your life, but Richard over here smells like 3-year-old cognac. Like, I mean, God.
Freaking baths like
What do you think is the best
one time a
preference
week.
for the lounge?
Um, I,
Photographs.
I mean, yeah, photographs are obviously paramount
Yeah, but
when
like
building the Titanic, but
modern
there
references.
is some Bill Sauter GA plans for a deck, and they are by far one of the most detailed GA plans I've ever seen, down to steward call buttons. You have lights. You have things like clocks and stuff like that. Just it's incredibly detailed, and that was something that I used when building the lounge. The wizard, as he is, colloquially known, it rings true. I mean, it was some of the most detailed stuff, and it made building. In my opinion, in terms of the lounge, if you can somehow get a hold of the Bill Sauter GA plans, I recommend it. And that's in general just for building the ship as a whole, because I'm serious. They are some of the most detailed plans I have ever seen. It's insane.
So random.
What?
Oh, where'd you get them?
How'd you get them?
Moving on.
Did you sell
So,
your kidneys?
moving on.
You're gonna want to sell a kidney.
Right
I'm gonna
here,
go for
you
about
have a bar.
30,000.
Wait, is this a bar? No, this is a vestibule. This vestibule would be oak. Oddly enough, it would not be white. This little vestibule that was only for crew, it'd be paneled similarly to the lounge, where it'd have oak panels that are decorated. It was kind of interesting. And then you have
I
the
just
bar,
realized,
which just is where you grab liquor and drinks and whatever you need, bring it out to the people.
which, to be fair, if someone is like day drinking, like in the lounge, I'm gonna be kind of scared. To be fair, though, let's be honest, gentlemen. If I was in Titanic on 1912, there's nothing to do. I would totally be day drinking.
Oh yeah.
I would not be setting up in the lounge. I would be perking up outside, the deck chair, bottle of whiskey. Next thing you know, it's time to
I'd
eat.
probably enjoy my fair share. I know during the Titanic Voyage roleplay, I just played blackjack all the time, and I enjoyed. I mean, I went. Okay, that was the most. It was the most rigged experience I've ever had in my entire life playing blackjack on that game, because I'd get so
No,
much.
you're telling me
I
online gambling is not fair? Wait a
just in
minute.
that Titanic Voyage
Landon is a
RP.
scientist now?
In that Titanic Voyage RP, I would just get like, bro, I was on such a good winning streak, and then after I was so rich, an hour later, I just had freaking nothing, and I was literally going around the Titanic asking people for money. I was a hobo first class passenger.
Please, I want to go play some blackjack.
That's
I
literally what it was.
wanna play.
I would, bro,
Don't ignore me.
I experienced a mini gambling addiction because I'd get money from other people in the role play, and I'd go spend it, and I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna get more money. I'm gonna turn this money into more money, and then I would blow it all again on gambling blackjack. So
He
it
was
was
ready to kill himself by the time the iceberg came around. So it was just,
it was fun times.
oh my gosh. I had a lot of fun participating in that, actually, this
I've
year.
never
This year was my
done it.
first year
What is
doing
it
it.
like?
Oh, you did it this year?
This was my first year. Remember, me, you, and Joey did it. Joey even did it.
This year,
For
you
those
realize
that don't know,
Titanic Week was like last week, right?
oh no 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 no, that was a year ago. That's crazy. Wow,
Yeah.
yeah, 2021. But for those that don't know, Joey's a friend of ours, and we're also talking about this little RP thing that pops up every year. And it is a lot of fun.
Is it a
Yeah.
game or is it
Yeah,
like just
it's
a
it's
website?
it's literally like a game, but it's on a website, and it's with thousands of people because it's gained so much popularity. But you literally just RP. It's just a role play game. It's
Yeah,
lots of
your
fun.
role play
And
as
you
if you're
can.
on Titanic, and it goes through all the different areas, and they're in collaboration with people like Honor and Glory, and they have like a bunch of different Honor and Glory space. Basically, you can go anywhere on the ship. They have renders of basically everywhere on the ship from different people that have contributed to making a full scale Titanic. You click on an area on a map, and basically shows like you go into a chat room, and like it has a picture of the area, and you can. It's an RPG. It's what a lot of typical RPGs are like, but it's really fun because
So
you
it's like
it
a
has
point and click.
Yeah,
to an extent, yeah. It has
Okay.
I mean it's exactly a point. It is definitely a point and click.
and yeah, like I said, thousands. Recently, there's been more people playing playing in the RP than there were people on Titanic, so
Oh
there's
my gosh,
definitely
the
gained
lifeboat
popularity.
mechanic for 2021 was terrible though. I mean, we're going off on a tangent. It doesn't matter, but the lifeboat mechanic was terrible.
Yeah, the entire
I
queue
th-
thing.
So
yeah, I ended up
Landon,
dying.
Was that
I
Jet?
found a picture of I found a picture of the poop deck thing that you're talking about with that little post, that little support. It looks like it's more like in line with the middle of the door frame instead of in front of it, like you posted, like you placed on your
Yeah, I just kind
I'm
of
toolbox.
coming
placed
out of
it
the
like
gym.
I was kind of placing it there just 'cause like a general area, but yeah, I was
Yeah,
likely
yeah,
more
yeah,
far
yeah.
back.
I
Now
sent
let
it
us
to you on
discuss
Discord.
this here aft staircase, shall we, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen?
this aft staircase, the furniture layout is extremely inaccurate. Because I have way too many chairs. There weren't that many chairs. A lot of people have a lot of different representations. I know Honor and Glory's deck plans of this area. I do not agree with them. They have Olympics furniture arrangement from like 1933 when there are 1913 plans of GA that or 1913 Olympic GA plans that show this area. So, I mean, I don't get why
For those
they do that.
that also for those that don't know, we just got Kyle in the stream. He's another one of our team members, and if that kind of adds that puts everybody that works on the project in the stream now. And that's Kyle, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, really interesting about the aft staircase is how, and personally something that I like is actually the lack of honor and glory with this clock. And that's a known fact about it, nothing new, but how it's kind of smooth here, and I've actually really appreciate that a lot more
I
because,
appreciate the
and
normal honor and glory, but I mean, I don't mind the
well,
simplicity of the aft.
that's what I'm saying. You start to see that movement take more hold as time goes on. This shift from Victorian to Edwardian is the style changes to simplistic. That becomes more and more uh, the pinnacle of high society to the point where when you get to the 1920s and the 1930s, it is greens and it is squares and it is just basic paneling.
Yeah.
And then you get to the Art Deco, and I'm not going to go into the whole
And it's
stylistic
just
changes
like
of over 100 years, but
that all that happened over the matter of mere decades, like short mere decades where you don't see that much today. Like style today has not changed I mean if clothing, yeah, but architecture has not changed all too much since maybe 30 years ago or 20 years ago, whereas in Titanic's time, you start off the 1900s with white panels and gold gilded carvings all around the panels and all of this fancy wrought iron work and all that, and they transition to basic square panels that are seen just as. And once you get into that area where you have green panels that are just basic and square, and you don't have any elaborate carvings, all that gild and all that we today view as fancy and elegant, they just kind of look down upon like, oh, that's a thing of the past. That's
well, it was
outdated.
viewed
It's
as like
crazy.
almost like almost borderline just obnoxious,
Yeah.
which I don't necessarily blame them for thinking that. I think it is definitely a little obnoxious when there's like excessive gold gilding, but but you start to see that transition again, and that partly, and there's so many reasons for that. I mean, tastes change. That just happens. I mean, you look at right now, hell, 90s is coming back in clothing, just as a general
Yeah,
idea of how that happens.
yeah,
But I mean, but I think a lot of that also starts to come with after World War One, this whole sweep of like philosophy changes. If it isn't the fact that people are starting to think about their surroundings for the first time ever, and like how the social order of things has just completely gone away and changed. Well, not entirely, but it is being called into question. People are calling for more simplicity because people don't necessarily have a whole lot of money. It's not quite the booming 20s yet. Everyone's still kind of recovering. It's just these little things that it starts to make sense as to why you get these little changes.
hmm
And that's why also, like, after World War II, you get those, like, leading up to World War II, and especially after, you get Art Deco, and that is because suddenly there's tons of economic prosperity, and there's kind of this renaissance in jazz music and just art in general. So that's going to be shown. It's just really interesting to see how, albeit these are ships, they are the direct downblast of the culture and the just economics of the time. It's really amazing,
it's a
actually.
culmination of like all the different classes just coming into one large object, and that's why they're kind of so fascinating. They're living,
I
breathing
mean,
objects as people have described them. But
that's why you
it's
work
just,
on
it's a,
engine spaces.
but yeah, while we're talking all this, I was kind of flying around the smoking room. And smoking room, I guess, is a perfect example of talking about like kind of the smoking room is more in a outdated style. The smoking room was decorated in an old Georgian style, and it has mother of pearl gilding and dark mahogany ironwork or dark mahogany wood. And while it was a popular space on the ship, it definitely was a more outdated room in terms of the design style
The
that's going on inside of it.
the
Well,
only
yeah, it
thing
looks like it was ripped straight out of the Adriatic, honestly.
Well, I mean, to be fair, in their credit, the only thing that really does make sense for a smoking room is the mahogany, because, I mean, it's just that. It's a smoking room. So it's
Mm-hmm.
going to
And
get
it's cheap.
stained. I mean, that's another good point. It is cheap wood, but you don't use light colors in a smoking room. Keep in
And
mind,
mahogany is also a very durable wood.
yeah, people are going to come in here and it's going to be, crowded in smoke. The smoke is, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen a house or anything that has had someone smoke in it, but smoke sticks to the walls.
Oh yeah, for
The
sure.
nicotine,
Oh yeah,
it's
oh yeah.
kind of disgusting, to be honest, but it sticks to the walls, sticks to everything. This whole room, especially in the evening, it's going to be dark. It's going to have its ambiance. I mean, everyone in here is going to be full from a nice dinner, or they're going to be kind of intoxicated or a little bit tipsy, buzzing, things like that. So it's a whole vibe. I mean, it's basically a bar at this point
Mm-hmm.
without the fights
It's just
and
it's a
well,
bar, but a lot of politic talks, and
a lot of which honestly is
what you
reasonable
see in the
for
Titanic,
bars.
what you see in the Titanic movie is actually a very accurate representation of what the kind of ambiance in this room would be like.
Well,
This room would be
regardless,
a
I mean,
vibe.
there's still a lot of politic talks in modern day bars as well. So,
Well, I mean, yeah, there is. However, though, if you
well, it
try to
just
talk to
depends
me
on
in a
which one you
bar
go to.
about politics, I'm just gonna scooch away and be like, "Oh, you're bored, brother. It is 18 to get in a bar. You ain't know me. Go work in the car factory."
And here in the smoking room pantry, though, I don't know much about this. I haven't built this room in R3-1. I know that actually, yeah, actually, I was about to say the skid lights are inaccurate, but there only should be two. Wait, is there two or three? I'm pretty sure there's only two. Yeah, it's only two. I haven't showed everything.
We're doing stuff with the 2-1, Kyle.
There's a stack.
Yeah, that's why we're on this one.
Right here,
Oh,
No, we're not working on it. We're just Kyle. Oh my
yeah,
lord,
we're
I don't
touring it.
understand. We are just doing a fun. We're having fun. Like,
It's because we have no engine
keep it.
spaces for you.
Yep.
Right
Go
here, though,
ahead
this
then.
is the Veranda Cafe, and I still
Cat.
really like how this. Shut up, Kyle. I still like how
My
all of this
gosh.
looks. I think the Veranda Cafe still kind of holds up, even it being like 2 or 3 years old. It still looks nice in my opinion. What they do.
Really, Kyle?
Kyle, I'm gonna beat you up.
Hey,
Jesus
man,
Christ.
don't bully him.
This is
Guys, let's all calm down and hug.
something's up. I swear, if you work on Titanic and your name's Kyle, something's wrong with you. That goes for THG Kyle too.
Oh,
We were
dude.
talking
I,
about a la carte cafe or whatever. No, we weren't there yet.
Veranda
Prison.
Cafe.
Almost.
You're getting there. We're gonna
We're
move down
just
to
gonna
B
let
deck though.
yeah, just let Kyle do his thing while we.
Yeah. Moving down to B deck, we're getting in areas I have not touched on our current projects, so
Which, so on that note, because of that, I would just kind of, especially with the cabins, I would speed run
oh
the
yeah,
midship
we're gonna
cabins.
speed through a lot more of this. Forward B deck cabins, we've seen this typical hallways, blah blah blah. The B deck, this landing in general, I don't know much about. These chairs should be red, that's all I know. Um, I do
Oh
indeed.
my gosh.
This entrance is also accurate as far as I know. Um, a lot of these areas were kind of like actually like the final things I built on this ship. This is kind of more towards the end of the project that I built all these cabins, so they're not too outdated. Here you have the Louis the 16th sitting room for Bruce Ismay's parlor suite. And that, of course, most people know, was going to originally be J.P. Morgan's suite. This is
But he ate
Empire.
shit.
This is
I
Empire
think
style.
Bruce's his mustache is very sexy.
I think we allowed it.
I would do it if I had it, but
This is
I
the
have
Empire
a
style stateroom
Arab mustache.
accompanying his
I think it
suite.
would fit you, bro.
Right here you have Rose's safe with a nude rose drawing right there. So neat little Easter egg.
Oh my gosh, where?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, the
uh,
pixelated boobs, oh my.
Here you have a water closet. This shouldn't be here. There's a photo of one of Olympic's water closets for BDEC private suites for some reason, but I thought there was a mirror right here, but it's actually just a window looking out to the promenade because I kind of failed to realize that there was, there were windows because she had a
Oh my
promenade.
gosh. Wait, what?
Hmm?
You said there was a
Yes.
window, like, into the
Yeah,
bathroom? Hold
yeah.
up.
There'd be a window right here looking out to the promenade, but this window. Pretend like this is the promenade here, and this wash closet is facing this way.
Oh,
And
I
there's a
see.
window. Yeah,
Okay. Oh, alright.
we'll check them out later.
Oh, I am glad that you did this flooring, because I've seen this in those NMDI or whatever. This kind of flooring in other White Star Line ships.
Uh, but yeah, I'm thinking about using this flooring. This is the French style, otherwise known as Harlan Wolf Bedroom A, and um, yeah, this is the kind of the flooring I think would be in it. Although actually the flooring would be one of the basic cabin carpets. I just didn't really realize it at the time, but I probably wouldn't use this again because that means I'd have to use it in a lot of the basic cabins as well, because it represents the large Axminster carpet.
Oh, the
This,
two-tone.
yeah, this used to be my favorite cabin on the ship. It's still part. I'm still fond of it. I don't know if the colors are correct. I think the yellow silk on the walls is correct, but I'm not sure about the other colors. But this is Louis the 16th with silk damask panels. This is Queen Anne. There are two Queen Anne staterooms on the ship. There's one on C deck, but the one on C deck has purple silk damask rather than the yellow, which the silk damask is like this pattern that you see right here. As you can kind of imagine, it was silk paneling basically, surrounded by like the wood.
Quick, quick, quick.
This is my favorite cabin on the ship, although these colors are outdated. This is Empire with silk damask panels. Like I said, still my favorite cabin on the ship. Colors are outdated, but I like how these look as well. Harlem Wolf bedroom A. I don't know if not bedroom A, bedroom B. I don't know if the carpet would be there or not. Harlem
And
Wolf bedroom
then
A.
I claimed this cabin, I guess, a while ago. And
One
Oh,
thing
I
I'm
don't know why.
afraid of with
one
my
thing that
Titanic was doing the cabin, like the suites. I don't know what they look like, so it's gonna be very difficult trying to figure that shit out.
Um, bedroom B. Another bedroom A cabin. Or is this Louis? This I don't. No, this is not bedroom A right here. This is one of the Louis. I don't know which one it is, but it's one of the Louis. Bedroom A,
I
or
think
bedroom,
it's
yeah.
Louis
Another
the
bedroom B cabin.
16th.
I don't know if it's Louis the 16th. It likely could
boy,
be.
we are speed running. You are dropping. You are not speed running right now.
This is Louis the 14th. I think Louis the 14th, Louis the 15th, painted with gray. This is actually Benjamin, or maybe Benjamin Guggenheim's cabin. I think it was recently discovered that this wasn't his cabin, but for a long time this cabin right here was thought to be Benjamin Guggenheim's cabin. And bedroom A.
Nice. Personally, I am a fan of the red colors and I don't really think that those were, like I said, those were kind of falling out of
Mm-hmm.
fashion. Purples and reds and yellows are kind of a Victorian thing. White, greens, and blues. That's when you kind of start to see and a little bit of pink is more Edwardian, but for the most part.
Mm-hmm. This right here, this is the Adam Styles suite. Nobody occupied it, as far as we know. So
It was me.
all I have is the sitting room. I don't have uh, I don't have the staterooms. I think the stateroom would have been an Empire, kind of similar to the one on the other side. But that's all the cabins we have in the midships. So we'll move aft. This reception room we do have built on our 3-to-1. So a few things have changed. Mainly, particularly kind of the furniture. Well, actually, the furniture layout hasn't changed much. Um, it's been proposed recently by Matt DeWinkler that there was a piano right here, and it's kind of one of those things. The reason they think there's a piano is because it seems like the piano that was originally in Olympics, um, I think either a la carte restaurant or reception room, it was put on Titanic last second and the Olympics was replaced. There's not really any documentation for that as far as I'm aware. It's just kind of skepticism, but I remember looking into it and cross-referencing across Britannic plans and Olympic plans and Titanic, I came to the conclusion that I don't think Titanic would have had a piano in here. I want to look into it again because I don't quite
I
exactly
really feel
remember my
like
logic, but yeah.
surely the specification notebook for something
Well, I mean,
would be able to.
specification notebook is one of those things that's for Britannic, and we know Britannic did have a. I'm pretty sure Britannic had a piano in here, and I don't know. I had a reasoning for not adding one in Titanic, so I'm gonna have to look at it again. But I know I thought about it for a bit, and I came to the conclusion that I do not think Titanic would have one. I just have to remember why. Um, this hallway, I guess, is one of the things that changed. I added a runner, which is like just like a long hallway carpet, and then I also made this white rather than this like kind of oak panel things, like the standard THG set. Uh,
um,
My
sharp
favorite room
or
right there.
stop it. The boilers are built, but not the boiler rooms themselves. Here's the a la carte restaurant though. I'm
which this
honestly
is one of my
pretty
favorite rooms of the ship.
real. This is one room I'm kind of indifferent on. I like how I
Well,
rep.
I don't mean not necessarily like how you have it represented. I mean like in terms of the actual ship. I very much so
Yeah, the
live.
carpet looks a little funky.
I
So
don't know
in
if we're talking about the ship anymore or the Minecraft one.
the real okay,
Minecraft
in
one.
terms, I like how I represented it in Minecraft, but I'm not a big fan of it in real life. I
I
think
like
that's
it.
my
I
thing.
like the paneling, and I like the the tables in particular. I know that doesn't make sense, but I just like the tables, how everything's set up,
Hmm. But
and
there's
the
not much
light
to say
amount
about
of
this
gold.
room. I'm kind of wondering if there's any differences between Titanic's. I mean, of course, layout, yeah. Titanic's a la carte restaurant was completely different to Olympics, but I'm wondering if the carpet actually is red on Titanic's because, I mean, there's some things like Titanic's smoking room has a different tile than Olympic. Um, so I'm wondering if the carpet may be different here than Olympic. I just kind of wondered some stuff like that we may never know.
I thought I thought it was like generally accepted that it was like red and pink, like
It
some
is because
gilding.
it is because that's or at least that's how we know it would definitely was on Olympic due to well we know it was definitely that
Well,
way on Olympic because of a postcard that was um painted in color and it you can see in that postcard that of course the flooring is red and pinkish, but I'm just wondering if since we wouldn't know better if Titanic was changed or not, I'm wondering if Titanic did have any differences like that. It's just a lot of things like that. Titanic could be different, we would never know just because Olympic had a lot of our reference material for Titanic is from Olympic. But moving on from that tangent, right here we have the pantry for the a la carte restaurant. The thing that this this floor should be the non-slipped ribbed clay
Orange.
tiles, which would be are represented by these acacia planks. Basically, they would just be orange tiles with grooves in them where the water would flow through the grooves to kind of keep water off the floor.
Yeah,
Hence why they're called non-slip
actually,
tiles.
I went to the Titanic Museum in Las Vegas and I actually snapped a picture of what the actual tile looked like. It's actually really neat
Yeah, they're
to
pretty
look at
cool.
it.
Although I think every single exhibition I've seen for those tiles, they always mislabel them like third class tile or bathroom tile. When they
Oh
were
no, it was labeled as galley
it was.
and pantry.
nice.
I know the one from Florida that my friend sent me a picture of. It said it was from a third class bathroom. And the same applies here.
Uh,
These shouldn't be black and white. These should be the same orange tiles. But this is the galley. It's just not built right here.
Landon, you want to
it looks
TP
like
me to
it's a
you guys? I'm
famous
like,
galley.
I was not paying attention. I got stuck in the.
Very good.
There you go.
Um,
Yeah, but if any of you guys are in Las Vegas, the Titanic exhibit in the Luxor Hotel, that's possibly one of the coolest things I've ever been to. I mean, sure they label some things wrong, but like
If
they
I'm going to
have like
Las
a
Vegas, I'm
recreation.
camping out with the hobos.
Oh yeah, they have a recreation of the Ada Promenade. But I think I think the one in the Grand Staircase replica is the one in Missouri is better than the one in Las Vegas, since you can like actually
Um,
walk up it.
well, the replica. Don't get me started though on the quote unquote replica though. The one in Branson.
Oh yeah,
the one in
I
it's
hate
Branson's
it.
not as
very.
good as the one in Pigeon Forge is good, but not
The
the one
one
in
in
Branson.
Branson is literally it's so frustrating. Because you hear these tour guides, and they do their jobs well. They're good people, and they work. But I remember whenever I never went with a tour guide every time I've been to the museum, but some people do. And the tour guide's like, "We built this from the actual blueprints of the Titanic," and I'm like,
No, you didn't.
yeah, this is a circle. Okay, what the fuck?
Hmm.
Um,
Why is this a
other
circle?
thing that Another thing that bothered, like it kind of misled me because they put the elevators in front of the staircase whenever
Oh
they
my
should be
gosh,
behind it, and
I
it
just
kind of
pooped
bothered
myself.
me. You did? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just had I had cave sounds, and it just actually scared me. But continue. I
But
usually
yeah,
turn them off.
when I
That's what
when
I'm
I was
saying.
younger, I thought the elevators were in front of the staircase because I went to Branson and I saw the staircase. It was,
It's
it
gotta be right.
was yeah,
The Cash Grab Museum had it built that way, so it must be that way. Come on, like
yeah. I mean, they know what they're talking about.
honestly, again, what's his nautical travels or nautical study? How he made
Yeah.
like commercializing a tragedy. I get that it is a museum, and in that regard, it is like good. but I feel like a little bit of the museum is based off of sensationalism because the last time I went there, I think it was 2019, and they have not changed, updated, done a damn thing. And and that wouldn't be a big deal. That really wouldn't. But we know a lot has changed. Like, and I mean, they're still like showing 1995 sinking theory and things like that. And I mean, it's little things that are like that I feel like they could change, and it makes me, for someone who is really interested in the Titanic, it just feels like that for something that is supposed to be a museum, that they are just, again, it's a cash grab.
It's not like
I
they.
mean, they don't care.
Yeah, if they really cared, they would kind of. You think they'd update it more to give you accurate information of what happened that night. But I mean,
I
if they
only
just
really
don't change it,
go
then
to
it just
see
kind of
the
shows you what it's meant
artifacts.
for.
I mean, and the reason why I was furthermore sensationalism, I mean, the museum is literally half of the ship in like half scale or whatever. Pretty sure it's actually
hmm
fourth scale. I don't know.
It's half skill as far as I'm aware.
But that's so ridiculous. I don't know why someone was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. How dare they? How dare they build half like fourth scale of a giant fucking ocean liner?
No, they just shouldn't do it at all. It's ridiculous. I
I think
don't
it's pretty
agree
cool
that.
when I drive through Branson and I see the
I
Titanic,
mean,
but they
it's
got the full
great,
colors one.
but I mean, like, can't wait for the 9/11 museums in 100 years where the plane like mechanically crashes into the building over and over again, like with
Oh my
flashing lights.
god.
Come on,
Um,
guys.
what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, their hull is terrible. Like there's like a
Oh,
weird bulge on the
Well,
I've
bow and it
yeah,
seen it.
bothers the hell out of
We
me.
discussed this. We're such fucking nerds. There's an actual Branson one and the Pigeon Forge one.
oh yeah, the pigeon,
Uh,
the hole in Pigeon Forge is actually like it's unnecessarily good. Like the hole in Pigeon Forge, they must have looked at like original hull line plans because it was more accurate than half of my Titanic holes, and it's probably more accurate than the trumpeter hull. Like their hull,
Honestly, at
their
this point, anything's more accurate. Oh yeah, the Trumpeter Hull is awful.
yeah, the whole the curves to the hull on the Pigeon Forge museum is really good, and I made sure when I went to the one in Pigeon Forge, I made sure to take so many photos of the curves and all my favorite angles. It was pretty cool. But yeah,
I
that was
think
nice.
I'm getting a little
I think it
sidetracked from the tour.
I think we should hit a few other spots and then
Yeah.
check out the 3-to-1.
No, we will later. Shut up. We'll
We're
get down
gonna
there, crybaby. I've been flying around the Cafe Persian, which is arguably one of the most boring spaces on Titanic, for like 10 minutes now. So this is the Cafe Persian. Not much has changed about this, so let's move on from this. Second class, B-deck landing. I like this area of the ship. I don't know why, but I've always kind of liked this landing.
Alright,
No particular
here's the
reason.
big question. Here's the big question.
What?
Was the carpet red or green?
Uh,
red. Shut up.
I couldn't
It's
tell.
fucking
Honestly, I couldn't
meh.
tell. I don't know the evidence behind red. Like I said, I haven't gotten to these areas on my ship, but as far as I'm aware, I think they're red just because with the green ivy and all of that, like the green trellis, oftentimes in these Edwardian era kind of designs, they'd have clashing colors on purpose. So if they have all this green trellis, they're not going to add another green carpet and green chairs. That's just not how their mind. That's just not
So
how they
then
did it.
where did the theory of the green carpet come around from?
I don't really know if there ever was a theory. It's just kind of one person make it this way, one person make another way, and it's just I don't think there's really any there's no direct decision, I think. It's just kind of whatever you feel is right, and I feel like red is right. I'll show them off, yeah. We'll make our way down there. This is the smoking room though, which is my least favorite room on the entire ship. Second class smoking room. I hate it. There's
Oh,
nothing remotely
dude, I
interesting.
love it. I love it. It's such a good room.
There's nothing
It's one of
remotely
my favorites.
interesting in it aside from how ugly the floor is. That's the most interesting thing about this room is that the
I
floor
like
is
the
ugly.
floor.
You
It's
look,
I
it
always
looks
mean,
looked
it
crazy.
nice.
does. It is.
I
Moving on
enjoy
from
it.
that though, this is the aft second class staircase landing. You have the mast coming down right there. I don't have anything built under it. Go back to C deck. So going back to the forward staircase. Break our way through the glass. I really missed that. Alright,
Noah,
so come down here to
Yes.
we come down here to C
would you
deck.
like to see my
I don't
land
have the
so far?
purser's office built, but
Just a
um
second later.
I don't have the purser's office built, but everything else is kind of here. Don't have the hallways built either. C deck is the most
Is your phone
incomplete
still
deck on
dead?
this ship.
No.
Okay, hold on. I'll send a pic on Discord real quick.
Although
Okay.
you can see everything is outlined right here. It's all the cabins and everything. I didn't build this area, but I wish I would have, because I kind of want to do some research on the C deck landing the staircase, because I think it's always been represented the same way, but I feel like there are some differences that I think it could be researched more in depth. So I want to look into it a bit. That's really all that. Wait, no, I have the. No, I never built the library. So right here on C deck, this is the enclosed second class promenade, which is again, it's another one of my favorite spaces on the ship. I don't know why, but I really like this enclosed second class promenade. It feels kind of cozy, and I just like kind of the ambiance it gives.
Well, I think it was. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Um,
Very nice. Very cool.
we have the C deck second class forward second class staircase landing, which is basically the exact same thing as the B deck one, so I'm gonna move on from that. Like I said, C deck, most incomplete deck on this ship. I didn't really do much with it, so. Or maybe it's not the most incomplete. In terms of like the superstructure, it's definitely the most incomplete. Just because it's nothing but cabins, so it's not necessarily, I didn't have much of an incentive to build it.
Look at Discord now.
I will.
Alright, so here, down at D deck, we're at the D deck reception room. Are you following with us, Noah? Or where are you at?
Yeah, hold on. I might need a teleport. I was improving the engines.
Uh,
I didn't do anything to your engines. Don't worry about it.
but
Don't worry about
right
it.
here is the reception room. Of course, as most people know. Um, this is honestly one, like, in terms of not on the actual Titanic, but in terms of how I've represented things, this is one of my favorite rooms on the ship. I'm really happy with
I
how this
think
room looks on the ship.
I think interestingly, I consider this this reception pattern. I call it the Chronos Darth pattern because I think he was the first person to really use it, and I think it
Uh,
was honestly, and I think it fits really well for the reception, for just like what the tiling, not oh my gosh, the carpet, what the carpet actually looked
See,
like in
the
here.
carpet is the carpet's the one thing I would change. Uh, because I mean,
Oh, but
I tried to do my own carpet design, and then I couldn't, and it still is my carpet design. This isn't Cronus Darth's, but it's a loose. It definitely resembles his, but
I
yeah,
think the
there's
only
one thing I
difference
would
between you
change is
guys
the
is
carpet.
the wool. And then one thing
I
that I always find
remember.
funny about this saloon is no matter what scale, we just haven't changed the design.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah, it
it has
stays the
stayed the
same.
exact same.
I
It's
mean,
just too
I was
difficult.
I like this design the most, though. I don't like how a lot of other people end up representing it, because blue should be kind of the main color in terms of like tile designs and carpets. You have a negative and a positive. The positive is
I
usually the kind of the design on it, and then the negative to a tile or carpet is kind of like the backdrop, and the backdrop is blue, and there should be more of that. And a lot of people have a lot of red and then barely any blue, so it's hard to even like decipher what the tile looks like. So bit of a tangent
on
for no reason,
mine,
but
what I think has really helped with that, and I know you're not necessarily a fan of it, of well, at least excessive use of it, but I used buttons to really help add more.
yeah, I like the buttons, and we're definitely gonna be doing that in the 3-1. It's just right here I didn't do it because I didn't really.
That
Actually,
that
I don't think
reminds
we
me.
weren't able to
So
place the buttons on the floor back then, so that's why I didn't do it.
Okay.
mhm.
God.
I really do like how the
Um,
ceiling turned out, though, in the reception room and especially in the dining saloon, in these alcoves. The ceiling is.
I
oh, the
was on
ceiling is
Chronostats
nice.
Discord server, and I posted a picture of my Atlantic smoking room, and he's like, "Why the buttons on the floor though?" And he said he uses buttons for like door stoppers and light switches. I'm like, okay, I don't
Okay,
care.
great. You're not me.
I know.
You.
I remember
Oh my
building
gosh.
building the floor for this dining saloon, though. I remember it, and it was giving me I was going cross-eyed trying to build it just because of the colors. They're so clashing. And that same thing applied to the freaking smoking room too. I would go cross-eyed all the time trying to build
Oh,
it. It's crazy. Oh, hey,
that's
Foolie.
different.
Nice to see you here. Um,
Poolie,
but
your mom's a whore.
that's what I'm saying. British
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
But
they don't.
as you can tell, the smoking room isn't finished. I'm kicking Kyle off. He's spawning chickens.
Do it, please.
I removed his
Oh
grooves.
gosh.
Look at
Just
that. Look at
kidding,
that. Look at that
Poolie. We
aim
love
right
you.
there. But as you can tell, the dining saloon definitely isn't finished. I never finished it. I didn't build this center area, which is kind of lame because the center area is where all the cool stuff is, like the captain's table. Which most people
Hey,
think the
you know what?
captain's table is the big round oval table at the center, but that is not the captain's table. The captain's table, as far as I'm aware, is the square table in the center closest to the piano. That's the captain's table.
You know what? Maybe. Perhaps this is just Titanic, but in like 1920 something when it had the dancing floor.
Yeah, except I'd have to add the entire wood crap that Olympic had, but
Okay.
it'd be fun. It was not. I don't think. Wait, was it parquet? I don't know
I
if it
thought it
was
was parking.
parquet.
Can't
I
see the
don't think it was parquet.
details of the Jacobine. 0 out of 10. Also, 90% certain it's pronounced parquet.
Yeah, it's parking.
Parquet.
Oh, because it is
Anyways,
false.
here in the pantry, I'm actually still proud of how this pantry turned out. I'm sure there's inaccuracies in terms of what pipes go where and what vents go where, just because I was sitting there analyzing
Um,
photographs from TTSM to kind of get it, and I didn't have any high quality photographs. But nonetheless, I'm still happy with how
Lemon.
it turned out. The inside of this counter should be lit as silo. So basically, all right here would be lit as silo, and then outside of this counter, it would be this uh orange non-slip tile. But other than that, I don't have many,
I
as Noah would say, many reservations for this area.
Oh! Oh my
I don't
gosh, on
really
my.
understand.
Oh, never mind. I just had a total brain fart. It looked like yellow at first. The floor. I was about to like actually scream. I was like, what the fuck?
I did build the salad pantry. I doubt this is accurate, but
Wow,
it's
and
better
yet
What
than
made you
somehow
nothing.
change
this
this
and
pantry floor from the A deck one or the B deck one?
somehow
Huh?
this floor is closer to the funnel color.
I'm getting speak to from like 10 different directions. I don't
Ooh,
know. My mind cannot process it.
I I had an idea. So since we're building a 3-1, we can add more details with the flooring, right? What if we used zigzags?
What are you saying,
What if
Jet?
we used what if we used zigzag stripped art acacia wood for the non-stick or the non-slip
No,
tiles?
zigzag. You can't even do that. What do you mean zigzag? You can't do that.
Oh, we
What do
could
you mean
do
zigzag?
stripped if it was stripped.
No. See, the reason I do the acacia
Hold
wood
on.
planks is because it looks like they're straight on grooves. It was just straight grooves. I don't really. I mean, I know
But
they were. I know they were like they were diagonal in real life, but I could honestly kind of care less.
Hold on.
he
I don't
went,
think you understand what I'm
he went.
saying.
Bruh. Let me see what it looks like if it's.
In here, though, this is the galley. It should have the same ribbed clay non-slip tiles.
He is having an aneurysm. Oh my gosh.
You know you can
I
Landon,
think
join
we're.
back, right? Like just
I
because you
sent
get
you it.
kicked, you're not like inevitably kicked. I'm pretty sure. Oh, that's a shame.
Oh,
Anyways,
remember, it's
the
not a
galley.
realm. It's only like that with realms.
Uh, but the galley right here.
Landon,
The
look in
tiles should
Discord.
be orange non-slip tiles, not black and white. And as you can tell, it's definitely not finished. But a lot of the stuff I had in here, I do like how it looks. Like this little grill design, I like it. This little roaster, I don't really like this thing. It was a weird contraption to
You
begin with.
can
But
tell. I think you can tell the Europeans are starting to wake up. Our stream count's starting to rise a little bit.
and here
Good morning.
this is for coal. This is inaccurate. It would have deal form planking. Not just silo. They would not put silo in there. And this was for coke, which not the coke we think about today. Coke is just kind of like another form of coal in a way. It's something to power. I don't really know what coke is, but it's very similar to coal, but it's not coal.
Oh my gosh, you made a joke and it wasn't funny.
Imagine that.
Ah, crazy. Damn.
In section 125.
Sorry, but you're from Ohio. You don't have a soul.
As you can
You
easily tell, though, we're getting into areas that are not built. This is just kind of what is this? I think this is Baker's. I will shut up, cunt. I'm getting to it.
Yeah, so this is a kid's block game.
We're just gonna ignore the fact how Kyle said the gay slur earlier.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he did.
Oh,
That's so ironic
Kyle's
considering
easy.
how his engines look right now. You deleted it?
Landon, look at
Oh,
Discord.
I put a gay flag behind his engines.
Uh,
You're
Look
gonna
at
get
anyways,
us
Discord,
moving
bro.
back!
down. Here we are in Edek. Um, the Scotland Road, I don't think I originally had it with the dado. I came back and added the dado because like, oh yay, dado, something different. Scotland Road, I want to see what it looks like, and I definitely like. I love the dado
Oh
on
yay,
Scotland Road
Dado.
compared to how it looked before. Um,
Landon is
there's
ignoring
definitely
me.
some inaccuracies in terms of this area, like this sand locker. I want to be this mahogany locker. It'd be an entire like almost an entire separate room. There should be a sand locker right here. Even maybe I think there. Well, no, I've seen a water fountain right here, but I know for a fact there's a sand locker right here, like kind of like an entire separate room for sand. Um,
Just gonna break my way into Scotland Road.
I don't
There we go.
I don't think these grills would be here for the light and air, or if they were, I don't think it'd be on the side like this. I think it'd only be in the front,
Oh
if anything.
gosh. It irks me that you don't want it. I want it. I want it so bad. We had a whole discussion about this on the 3-to-1, and I don't really understand why still, to be honest with you.
What are you
Especially
talking about?
since
He said,
remember
I don't
we were
understand why you don't want the, you just have not specified what you're talking about.
the grills.
Oh, I don't think they'd be there, or they want to be on the side at least. Maybe right
But I
here.
feel like they would at least be in the I mean it's the
Actually, no.
top, you know?
I know for sure they want to be in here. The grills wouldn't exist at all because the entire reason we thought the grills might exist at first is because this light and air seemed to serve no purpose. But it was recently discovered, I think, by I don't know who. But if you look at
Nice.
if you look at a profile plan of Olympic, you can see that this light and air doesn't go all the way up here. like how we didn't even show off the open
Oh,
space.
that's right. No, 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 no. I for some reason,
Anyway,
never mind. I literally in my mind thought that for some reason the top of it was E deck, not D deck.
yeah, but yeah, like I said, for the people in the chat, it was recently kind of discovered that this light and air from the squash court led to the open space, and it led to like a slanted skylight that just kind of opened this open space. So we now know kind of the purpose it served. So I don't think the grills would be there for that reason, since it has a skylight up here. But I guess while we were up there, I should show
Hey
the.
Landon, I sent you some things on Discord.
I'll look at them after.
Thank,
Anyways,
thank you, Kyle. Very cool.
this is the open space. It's unfinished, or more like it was finished, but I changed the hole, so I didn't add in the wall back because I changed the entire bow, and after you renovate the bow, everything.
Kinda. But continue.
Um, Down there, this is an interesting spot because this is where I decided to quit the ship. I started outlining this F deck area, and then I decided this is stupid because you can see how much I had to double wall everything.
Oh my
Viewer
gosh,
area.
Kyle, please.
What is
My
Kyle
brother in
talking
Christ.
about?
I don't know. Just quit it, Kyle.
But this area of F deck, this is where I decided to quit this ship because I was having so many issues with scale, and everything was like, for some reason this entire area was too large, and I was like, okay, not having a set scale is getting annoying and it's causing issues, so this is basically the last thing I built on the ship is this outline of F deck. So that's
Oh,
the story.
good night. Good night, Growling. I'm not gonna say the last name of that particular Pokemon because I never know if it's said with a soft C or a hard C. So just you're Growling.
It's
Good night.
Lucario.
Lucario.
Okay,
Lucario.
good. Excellent.
Um,
This is good.
right here, I don't think there's really. Oh wait, there's some stuff forward, but we can look at that afterwards. This is the. What is this for? I think this is passenger luggage, I'm pretty sure. This cargo hold is for passenger luggage. As you can tell, there's no luggage in here, but it's to be filled with passenger
Nice.
luggage. Right here, this is the Specier room. It would basically contain like the most valuable stuff, like if it if a passenger was transporting stuff like, I don't know, gold or some kind of really expensive jewelry or a gem, jewel of some sort, be put in there.
Uh,
Um, this is
my
the mail
package.
room. This is the mail room. Just a bunch of mail laying all
All
around.
basically,
Inaccurate,
and
but
un-
Mailroom is the most base room.
unoccupied men were usually forced in bags and then just stuffed in here for the remainder
that's
of the
exactly what
voyage.
happened.
It's the mail room. Um, yeah, it's pretty
That's the
nuts.
room I want to be in when I die.
I don't know what this room is. This room is for something. I couldn't tell you. I don't quite remember.
Okay,
Kyle,
Kyle.
Kyle, nobody knows where your mind goes.
Down here, though, now that we're finally in Kyle's areas. So we're down here in the boiler rooms. Like I said, there's not the boilers aren't the boiler rooms aren't built. Only the boilers themselves are built, and I still don't mind how these boilers look.
I mean, they're not like accurate, but I mean, like they're passable. I mean, they convey what they're supposed to convey. I mean,
I love
they
these
look good.
engines. These engines are so good. These are Kyle's engines that he's been begging us to look at for the entirety of this stream. He can be
Is
appeased.
this
I do
is
not
this the
suck.
reason why? Is this the reason why Kyle wants the stern to be done so quickly? So you can build that.
Yes.
So
Okay, Kyle. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, Kyle.
well, Jet's got him then. I would not give that distinction if you're not willing to.
Oh yeah, I got him. If if you're not willing to work on the engines, I'll happily take that job. I can't. Okay.
You'll be
See
dead by
another
then.
5 years so you get a job, bro.
So it seems
Stern
like
isn't
Jet's gonna
Stern
be
isn't
that
too
decade.
far. Stern wouldn't be that hard to complete at this point, honestly. So,
I
see, I
mean,
was
if
I was
we
I was just
could
gonna pop
just
on
get
there for like a day and finish the Stern and just blow you out of the water and just make you the happiest
um,
person alive. You know, when's your birthday, Kyle? I'll build the Stern on your birthday.
so he got nervous revealing something about himself. Oh, now I don't care anymore.
But this is a cargo hold. It's rather inaccurate. The floor shouldn't be this steel. The floor would be deal form planking with Silder Osden painted steel under it. Um, the walls wouldn't be dark masked and white. They would be completely stone. They might have a chocolate dado, but I think they would just be completely stone. At least that's what I can interpret
I don't
from
know why they wouldn't
the spec
continue the
book.
chocolate dado into that room though.
I don't know, but at least from what I can interpret, it doesn't seem like there's a chocolate dado. But yeah, these are some of my favorite spaces.
Alright.
But like I said, this is rather inaccurate and outdated.
10 out of 10. Gotcha.
Moving
Gotcha.
forward
Interesting.
into this room, though, same thing applies to the previous room. It should be stone, and rather than this paint scheme, and the floors should be, like I said, the same one earlier. So it's basically copy and paste. This is another cargo hold. Like I said, the wall should be stone, not white. I keep on saying stone. Most people probably won't know what I mean. Stone, in terms of ship.
He's
It's
trying, folks.
basically just light masked but sad.
My bad, I'm back. Anyways, stone would be basically how you can see the mushroom block. It'd look like that. Yeah, it'd be a yellow tan color. It's not this. It's not like a stone, like a gray, as you can imagine. So it'd be mushroom block is the best interpretation. Exactly.
Brother, what?
I don't know if there's really anything else. Did I build? Oh wait, there are these cargo holes right here. Like I said,
Off to the 3-1.
same things I said. Uh,
We're gonna do it on a world.
well, there is still um these forward areas. I'm just gonna
We're
download.
pushing it on the
Yeah.
stream, I'd say. Gotta
So
start wrapping things up.
this is the trimmers area, as most people know. Firemen, or I think this is where the firemen's will stay. Basically some berths. You have a lavatory over here that's rather inaccurate. All of these areas are inaccurate. These shouldn't. This should be stone rather than white and dark masked. A lot of these areas were stone, and same thing applies there. And they're kind of the same thing all the way up. Although this floor is kind of interesting because it has the cage. And you can go in here and look all the way up. And I think the last place is right here under the forecastle. Well, no, I still gotta go under the poop deck. As you can see, this area under the forecastle is inaccurate. It should be wood flooring with a dark mass dado. And then the last area that we have not covered, I think, would be um, under the poop deck. Which actually, never mind. I don't think I have anything under the poop deck because when I imported the stern, it deleted my general room and smoking room and everything I had.
No steering gear? Question mark?
No, yep,
Bad.
I don't have anything.
Inaccurate.
In terms of machinery, no. Machinery is
He ain't
stupid.
that smart.
So I don't leave the machinery up to me. Everyone else does that. But but RC control Titanic.
Bluetooth steering.
Thought it was RC.
So a tiller?
Oh,
But
RC, nice.
that's basically all of this ship. So we'll just take a look at the 3-to-1. Um, show you guys what's been going on with that briefly, and then we'll probably call it a night after that.
Hold
So
up. Okay,
exit
let's
this
do
one.
it. Brother,
You don't.
you're
It's
getting
fine, pal. You don't need
you're
to get
getting
drunk.
drunk at 2 in the morning. That
Oh,
is further
pal, it's
reason
fine.
not to put alcohol into your system. You
Pal, it's
want to
totally
get
fine. You
grumpy.
don't.
Oh my gosh. Never mind, I'd rather just give you the booze. Ain't nobody want to touch you.
Damn.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna
well.
have to copy the realm. Let me download this real quick.
Len,
Right here.
I sent you some stuff on Discord if you haven't looked at it yet.
I'll check it out. Yeah, I still don't like that for the.
Oi, mate, you done
I
transferring the
don't know. I
world?
just think the striped acacia fits the color more.
What?
Alright, I downloaded the world.
It's not.
We're
It's
not
because we're
doing
not
it.
doing on that one, Kyle. We're not doing it on that.
We're doing it on like a normal Minecraft world that you join. It's because if we go in the realm, the render distance will be super low. It'll
It's
be
not open
open.
yet. Oh my gosh, you weren't building on it anyway.
Off.
I did see that.
Well,
Well, I
you didn't
swear
build the
that work
walls
isn't
correctly.
exactly difficult. Mm, quality over quantity.
Kyle woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Don't mind him.
10 out of 10.
Okay, are you guys able to join the 3-to-1 now?
Welcome to the stream, pal.
Um, I see it. Let me. Goodness, I need to. It's gonna be nice to see more of the 3-to-1 in one fell swoop. I need to go get my haircut fixed. Not the point.
So we are now on the 3-to-1, which is probably why most of you guys are or know about this project. Maybe some of you guys have been here since the old days of the old project, but yeah, this is of course what we're all working on right now. When we talk about the group project we're working on, we're talking about this Titanic.
Mm,
Um,
nice.
That that moment when the draft is too big.
It's fine.
yeah, it really is fun.
I think we should just
I
do a
just
little. I think maybe
Can't.
not so much focus on the things we've done, but like take a look at like I really think we should show off. Um, I think some of these like forward spaces, like general space and all that, because I don't think those got a lot of love last time.
Yeah,
Well, a lot changed actually immediately after the update video.
yeah, a lot did. That's the thing. Um, all this plating wasn't here. We started on this whole plating. We have a bunch of rivets for the superstructure. All the rivets and a lot of these butt plates were a lot of these are thanks to Noah. Me and him have been working on a lot of the shell plating.
Yeah,
Life
Noah's a
life
hottie.
lifeboats have been added. It took me forever to find a good design for these collapsible lifeboats, but inevitably I found a design that I guess just works because these collapsible lifeboats are just ugly to begin with.
I mean, they are collapsed, so
Yeah. Um, what else is? We'll start forward up here.
I was gonna say we should really. There's a lot that was done in the forward area.
So you see, we started on the open space. Still a work in progress, as you can tell. We need. Oh
This
yeah,
whole
I'm not sure about this wall yet, but I think this is how this wall will be arranged. It doesn't show up on GA plans, but Matt Cantala is the one who kind of found out about that wall. This is that skylight we were mentioning earlier that goes down the squash court. It's angled.
and this whole area right now, we're just kind of experimenting with a couple designs. Anyways, it's not really. Nothing is really like set in stone.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Um. We all contributed our own parts to it. We all contributed our own parts to it. Because they don't get all belly aching on me.
Down here.
However, though, you gotta change. The one thing we definitely are not keeping, I'm sorry, Kyle, but these portholes, I know you want them to be in between the frames, but it just can't happen, dude. It ruins the...
The exterior. It looks really nice from the interior, just on the exterior. I'd prefer the
Dude, go out there.
dude.
I'm gonna punch
Maybe
you.
it wouldn't. We would just kind of. You wouldn't have to use slabs.
It is kind of weird because we did just finish off in this area, basically. We just finished this area on the 2-to-1, like how we were just here and now. Just like to see the like scalar difference.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of nuts.
So this is the E deck area below Scullin Road.
And not to mention the...
This is that sand locker like I was talking about. It should be right here as well, just we don't have the staircase right here built for me to put it next to. You can see an example of a... So,
No, they're not. We literally changed the cabins. I I would say for the most part, I built these cabins.
these cabin. This is just like an example of what the third class cabins would look like. I don't know if the piping or ventilation is accurate, but I looked at the ventilation plans. They're generally accurate. At
Kyle, I'm
least
sorry.
improvised.
You had it like really rushed, so I came back in and did some things. That's all.
We were working on all the ADEC areas.
Oh, you're fine.
Although I like your spiral staircase.
Yeah.
No. Though, those weren't there.
Spoilers?
No.
e-
Yeah, we will.
They got a little teaser of them in your anniversary video, but I
Oh,
think
Yeah.
they would be kind of neat to point out.
the
Yeah, we
boiler
will.
rooms?
You can see these forward areas. We gotta change the color of these areas. This is kind of like a rough, like,
Let's
show
just
off
say
how it
Kyle would
works.
have put his shaft in the
Oh, I didn't even show up here.
cylinder.
So,
Oh,
another,
there. All
these
right.
areas are also not finished. You'll notice with a lot of these areas are kind of built but not fully detailed. So, these are
Unfortunately,
built, not
we
fully detailed.
kind of build this ship with the muster of a crackhead. Like we'll be itching for a while and on like our downs for a while, and then we'll get a hit of cocaine and just get a fuck ton done.
An
Yeah,
accurate windlass color? An accurate
uh huh.
windlass color?
Holy shit, my guy. You need to go to bed. Yes, you need to go to bed. I literally was not even talking about that. I was literally
What's going on here? Oh, I know what happened here.
I was just talking about how we go about building the project. How we'll like do nothing and then all of a sudden I don't know. I think it's weird when you look at other people in the ship. I guess, but when you look at other people in the shipping like community on Minecraft, they all kind of build their ships I think, like, for example, Jet here and Rylon, Starth.
But
I
yeah,
don't
Oh,
so
what
know.
are we
down
talking
here
about?
in the boiler rooms, we're rambling again. Down here in the boiler rooms, Kyle did a really good job on these boilers. They look really good. I also really like the valves and all the neat
Man, the
little
valves are really
trims.
cool. Oh, we're gonna have a
And
nice boiler room.
we actually have an accurate paint scheme. Although I don't know if um my bad. So
Shut
this
up.
this sandstone right here, this is what we're talking about with the stone color. Um, it should be really darker. It should be mushroom, but ah, gosh, we I know. I was getting to that. Calm down. We made it sandstone though, just kind of differentiate between all the different colors. There are three different colors that look pretty similar to each other in Titanic. Which is white star buff, stone, and light mass. They're all pretty similar. Yeah, they're all pretty similar. They're all pretty similar, but with with sandstone, sandstone's more closer to stone and light mass is more closer to yellow terracotta, so we just kind of want to differentiate between the different colors so people know that what this
That's
isn't
fine.
the boiler rooms aren't built in white star buff.
I think it
Yeah.
could just be a combination of the things. It's like
Mhm.
it.
It has its
Yeah,
advantages.
I
Noah actually
used.
has he has what to say Noah
I was
actually
gonna
has.
say. I was about to say my nomadic has mushroom. It's really not as stupid as you think, because this is gonna be a. Well, keep in mind. I know, but keep in mind this is a dark
Boop.
part of the ships, so you can get away with that. I mean, it's gonna be a darker room, so you can kind of get away with it. So it's just, I think it just comes down to preference, and personally, I don't care. It's up to you guys what you guys want to do with it. I think it looks fine here, like just whatever you do.
I've moved on from those
Um,
areas.
yeah, I was
I
about to
am
say, let's
changing.
go to the second class landing, just to show how very little.
I'm changing the chair color once again. I finished.
You
Okay.
bastard!
I'm gonna get to the second class landing. So,
I'm
um,
gonna
I
get there myself.
I covered the reading writing room. So, like I said, I'll just show you guys what the reading writing room looks like. I'm gonna drink some milk. So, like I said, you guys already seen the reading writing room. You can just kind of see the level of detail, the difference between this build and the last. The lounge. The lounge looks fantastic. Noah did a really good
God
job.
does.
You guys never on the last update video wasn't finished, so it is all completely finished now. Um,
I changed a
might.
few things.
You go
Oh,
ahead.
good. No, you're fine.
All right. Well, I was gonna say I might need to change the carpet still because I don't think it was black anymore, so
Yeah, I was about to talk about that.
I'm just gonna change the black to possibly either
Promenade.
likely to some kind of green or maybe even a red. I'm gonna change the carpet.
What about brown wool?
I was gonna say
No,
maybe
I'm not gonna change it to. I don't know. It depends.
then
I don't.
then I changed in here the few things that I changed last time. I don't know if you guys saw in the update video, but this area wasn't up here. It was not with the chandelier. It wasn't like tiled, and that is because we kind of had like a stand-in, and I just and no offense to Landon because he did have a really nice stand-in. I just came back and changed the panel work and then the chandelier overall.
Did you change the dome itself, or did you
I
just change?
yeah,
Okay.
I changed the dome too
Yeah.
because you were more fixated on getting those like chain like crystals instead
Yeah.
of the like. I just decided to go with actual focus on them. Yeah, Kyle. Thank you. do they have your children? Excellent. I did a lot of work. I mean, I did a lot of research for it, to be fair. I mean, it was, yeah, actually it was. It was pretty fun. Had a lot of fun, but I'm really proud in particular of this bookshelf in here. I also really like the, I also really like the glass top, like I was talking about earlier on the project. This would have been a glass top table, and that's just how I chose to represent it. On other parts of our ship, though, it's just represented with like a gray wool. And unfortunately, with me building it this way, this table does get a little bit larger than the other ones, but I really think it's kind of hardly noticeable until it's pointed out, to be honest.
Yeah. So, like I
Onward
said,
and
he did a really good job with the lounge, and only minor changes need to be made. But aside from that, it's basically finished. Haven't started the pantry.
Someone said my
I have,
name.
as you can tell, Noah, I have appeased you, and I'm gonna change everything to bone block around the ship for this tile.
looks
Um,
so good.
while we're right here, I started detailing the promenade, but of course, as you can tell, didn't finish it, but we started on it, so things are underway. Moving more aft, this aft grand staircase wasn't built. None of this was built last time, so starting this aft grand staircase, it's finished. Only thing I need to change is I, for some reason, completely forgot to add the window right here, so I gotta add this window. And aside from that, it'll be good to go. Like I said before, on my previous one, on the Titanic we just toured, there was way too much furniture in here, but you can see this furniture layout is correct as far as I'm aware. In terms of my research, it seems like it's correct. Uh,
And then we started paneling. Obviously, I very briefly, all I did was get the wood down in here. Um, and I had the motivation. I don't know what happened to me. I started working on the windows, and then I just ended up talking to everybody, and then I lost my motivation.
yeah, so you can tell the smoking room is just very bare bones right now, so we won't go over that. Down here, this is the restaurant reception room. I like how this area turned out as well. One thing I need to change is I need to change these uh, chairs. Instead of them being light green, I'm gonna make them kind of a dark red or some kind of red. Um, I also, like I said, I added a runner right here, and I kind of just made my own design for this hallway, how I feel it would look. And going
And then,
up,
uh, second class.
yep. So
Oh
going
no,
up,
I
in
lost
terms
you.
of this entire aft second class area, I'm on the boat deck of the raised roof.
Oh.
So basically, this entire area around here has almost been finished. I finally added the lifeboats, so those are here now. Um, it looks, you'd be surprised on how much these lifeboats like complete the ship. It's kind of like rigging. Once you add rigging, the ship just looks completely different and it has life to it. I think lifeboats are also similar. So yeah, I've changed a few things around this area. Noah built this little second class entrance, which looks really good. I don't know why I didn't do this banner for the elevator panel in first class, but I'm gonna change that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I thought we probably also could get writing on it, but we could have done maps, but I realized that would have been really glitchy and kind of difficult to do because on my other projects I've done map art, but I thought a banner was just fine.
Yeah.
And
Um,
then one thing
I don't know how
that
I feel
I
about this
am kind
railing though. What's the
yeah,
alternating?
that I was literally just about to comment on it in regards to the method I did. I wanted to show that the with the balustrade, how it is like this, how these are literally all right next to each other. But the problem is when you put fences together of the same kind, they stick together.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
my solution, and I did this on my nomadic too, is I stagnated them between the two kinds. Obviously, unfortunately, it kind of does that, and I try to downplay it to some degree by adding the signs, which is also convenient enough because there is some artwork on the like
See,
some
that's why,
artistry.
that's why, like, if we ever release the final version of the ship, I'm gonna go to Java Edition and abuse the debug stick around the ship and fix things like that, so we don't have that problem. I don't know why Bedrock Edition doesn't have the debug stick, but I so wish we do.
Dude, that's my main complaint because like I'm mainly a Java player and that's like the main platform that I usually build in. And not having the debug stick whenever I was building my 3-to-1 Atlantic was really terrible to deal with, and it was
Hmm.
just a pain.
Yeah, you didn't last long on Bedrock.
Yeah, I switched back. Now I started my 3-to-1 Teutonic, and it's been pretty lovely so far. I finished all the frames on it actually.
Oh, good.
But moving back, you can see we've had some progress on the stern. I built the bowl, and there's not. It doesn't look like much of the stern is done, but basically this is the hardest part right here, is getting this entire section of the bowl. Getting this built and looking nice is the most difficult part, and then from there it's just kind of building the same lines over and over again back. I also have to build the bilge keel, kind of in a similar method that I did with this, but once I get that, uh, it'll be pretty easy from there. And as you can see, I'm really happy with how this curve looks. I really like it so far. It definitely looks better than my last rendition. And just it's a little overall, it's a little more complex than my last rendition of the stern. Um, so yeah, I'm very happy with it thus far. And you can see we have all the buttock lines and frame lines, so it's just not too much work to build the stern. Um,
Looks good.
Over here, this is some stuff off of the ship that we kind of been prototyping on. So
Oh.
this stone engine, this is Kyle's rendition of the engine. It's just kind of an all stone, of course. Once it's added in the ship, it'll be put in color. But
your your
yeah,
engine.
yeah. Like I said, once it's in the ship, it'll be different. But right now, it's just a prototype. And then this is, mm-hmm.
I
But
mean, if there's anything for sure we are not adopting.
mm-hmm.
Well, I'll tell you this. You'll definitely need to build your supports like the way Jet has it. Yeah. You never did it like that, Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle did do
I
it like that, and I kind of noted it that I wasn't a big
I
fan.
like the one on the left. I think it's more, I mean, we know how things are. I never said that. I never didn't even know that you were doing it like that. No, that's not my job. And unless you do it maybe right, then I won't have to. I just know. I know
Oh,
everything.
in Kyle's defense, I'm pretty sure
No,
he would
I'm
have
kidding.
he would have in Kyle's defense,
I'm not going to
he
stop.
probably would have done it like Jet did, but he probably did it built the supports to appease me because I complained a lot about the old
I mean,
supports.
well, let's just say that I know how to do it that way, but I don't really want to right now.
Moving
And
on from the
if
engines though,
and I if you keep it up,
engines.
I will hack your computer with my Nintendo Switch. My dude got the protractor.
Why do you have a protractor? You could literally just take the 2 points on the grid and then you could just draw a line.
But a protractor
Yeah,
Nonetheless,
you
I
is
could
thought
just scale the line to
I
the
like
scale that
this
you're
rendition of the
building and it's
engine.
not that hard.
Jet, you need to build your rendition of an engine. Really, frankly, both of you need to build it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like Kyle's rendition. It's just a matter of I want to see it in color to help. Yeah. Both you and Jet are so argumentative. I swear. See, with you, I argue with you about columns, and then
I'm not
with Jet, I argue with him about colors all the time. Because this man is Jet is the pickiest person in the world when it comes to colors. Orange terracotta,
Oh my
actually, orange
gosh,
concrete.
this guy is into favor of, he wants orange concrete.
I like the orange concrete, but gosh, you were
No!
so anal over it.
No! It doesn't. It's not. No.
explain. Explain.
Dude, that looks, I've
How's it
seen
not?
the same photos as you. It just looks like terracotta.
I just I just don't understand.
We're
Kyle's
not
very
talking
upset.
we're not talking about the engines anymore. We're not. We'll talk about the engines afterwards when this.
It's like, what is this?
Anyway, we could discuss it. We could discuss the engines afterwards. It's not that imperative, but
I was gonna
moving
say we should probably
on.
start wrapping it up.
Yeah, we got the double bottom right here under construction. As you can tell, it's also very much a work in progress. We're kind of working our way from the midships forward. It's very complex to build this stupid thing. It's all according to plan and as accurate as we could possibly
Mid-Tanic.
get it.
Shut the bro.
Hmm?
TLO.
Uh,
Hope your plane crashes. I'm gonna report you to the FAA.
but
You're gonna get your number.
double bottom on a construction, like I said, just stupidly annoying to kind of deal with. I mean, it's not that complicated over here, but once you start dealing with the curvature of the bow, that's where it's a little more difficult to understand. So, um, the key, you can kind of look at all the details that
Hmm?
we put into this.
Oh, thank you.
See, we
Oh
even
my
have like
gosh.
the shut up. We even have the joggleness of the keel and all the butt straps and all that, so as accurate as we can get it. I don't really know if there's anything else to. Oh wait, we didn't go under the forecastle. What is this stupid portal doing here?
Oh. So good. Mm.
Okay, but under the forecastle, this is the only thing I don't think we showed off. This is generally. Well, actually, we did go in here. Never mind. What am I on about?
No, I think that's just about everything.
Yeah, we've done everything.
Oh! I was gonna talk about the deck house tops.
Oh, is there? I mean,
What
we
about it?
did talk about them.
Yeah, we
I
talked
know,
about them
but like
earlier.
Landon seems unsure about the colors. But
Yeah. I'm still unsure about the top of the deck houses. Like I said,
Oh,
either.
I'm watching the stream right now. That is such a cool angle. How you just had it, where you were looking at the side and you could see all the rivets and the.
Oh yeah, I love
Oh, that looked good.
that's literally one of my favorite angles of the ship. You don't know how many screenshots I've taken from that angle.
Oh my gosh. I need to finish the plating.
But yeah. Oh, I mean, I didn't really. Yeah, I was about to say, I kind of paused on the plating because of the stern. So,
Fair.
see, TLO's here, so I can show TLO to appease him. I did his stupid unpainted theory, although I still don't know how I feel about it.
TLO just went, why the fuck the deck house rooms look like they were in a massive fire?
See, okay, it seems like if they were painted, I thought they would be painted a dark gray rather than light gray, but at the same time, I still don't even know if they'd be painted. I don't know. This research I did. This research was done like a few months ago, and I don't remember anything from it. All I know is that's what I came to, and I don't know how I feel about it anymore.
All right, gentlemen, I think we should wrap this stream up. I'm on the verge of collapsing where I stand.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass out after
very
this.
cool.
But yeah, this is really. Oh, okay. I still love how the curvature of the bow. Anyways, that is kind of all there is to the stream. We've kind of showed off everything we wanted to. Um, thank you guys for watching. We will get a proper update video out soon enough. Like I said in the last update video, I'm not going to do another proper update until I get the stern finished. So basically, once the stern is finished, we'll give you guys a proper update for everyone to see. So, but nonetheless, thank you guys for staying up this late. If it's 3:08 in the morning for some of you guys, like it is for us, thank you for being a night owl to be here with us. And if you're it's morning time, yeah, thank you,
And
Kyle, for being
obviously, if you're a European and it's morning for you, get
Good
off the
for you.
stream. We don't really want Europeans on here. Europeans have no right to Titanic. Only countries that win wars.
Titanic was an American ship.
Thanks.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
That's all I'm
Titanic
saying.
was an American ship.
Winners, winners, yes, winning, winning. Ended on a high note. Yep, we're winning. Winners, winning.
But thank you guys for watching, and yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys later.
Oh, that's such a great angle.
Yeah.
All right,
Bye, everybody.
Oh god.
bye bye. We'll see you. If I can figure out how to stop the stream.
Amp up.
Oh, there it is. Stop broadcasting. All right, we'll see you later, guys. Have a good night.